guys. I hope everybody's doing well. So thank you so much for being here. We are going to take a look and see what is going to happen in the next 48 hours. I really enjoy these readings, so I'm going to continue to do these. But that being said, if y'all have any kind of request for a reading, if you want to put it in the comments down below, I'll definitely take that into consideration. And then also, don't forget on my members' portion, I'll put out different types of readings outside of this. So if you're interested in that, all that information is down below. I should be posting more on that part of my channel here in the next couple of weeks because I'm taking a break from personal readings so I can focus on those sort of things. So if y'all are a member, hang in there. It's coming. Okay, I actually have a video I'm uploading as we speak, which y'all should have by the time this video goes out. So keep an eye on that. And yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with these are the Sacred Forest Oracles. I'm going to give these a quick shuffle, and we're going to do 4 piles for what is going to happen in the next 48 hours. So the 48 hours, give or take, but within the next few days, let's say that. Okay, so pile 1, pile 2, and I'll turn these over as soon as I get all the cards out. Pile 3 and pile 4. Okay, so let's see what we have. So for pile 1, y'all have Crystal Cave Trust number 9. Okay. So pile 2, y'all have the Unicorn Purity number 45. Pile 3, y'all have Raven Spirit Truth number 32. Okay. Pile 4. Y'all have Earth Spirit Stability number 14. Okay, guys. So what is going to happen in the next 48 hours? If you need it, there's a little bit of a meditation after this intro. You can just kind of pause that if you want. It's about 10 seconds. And close your eyes. Take a big deep breath. When you open your eyes, sorry, I am getting so distracted here with these cards. There's some heavy energies in some of these cards, and we'll get to that. But so sorry. If you want to, you can close your eyes and take a big deep breath and hold it at the top for about 4 seconds. When you let your breath out and you open your eyes, which pile is it that you feel most drawn to? It could be that there's more than one message here for you within the next 48 hours. So you could have more than one situation. It could also be someone's situations that's very close to you, where you're getting this message because you're needing to kind of share the advice or kind of plant some seeds, give them a different perspective. So keep that in mind as well. And timestamps for everything will be down below. And I will see you at your pile. Hey, pile 1. So if you chose a Crystal Cave Trust number 9. Now, one of the things that I like to point out in this card, but you can't really see initially when you're looking at this card, is that you have this peacock here that's up here in the tree, kind of looking over her, looking down on her. So there's something to do here with trusting yourself. I feel like there's something that you may take a lot of pride in. There's something to do with protecting yourself or trusting yourself in a situation. So I think in the next 48 hours, I think that you may be coming to some sort of a challenge, maybe with someone or it's just a situation where you're needing to trust yourself in the situation. This does say Crystal Cave, and if you notice, she's very focused in on, not only is she isolated, but she's very focused in on the crystal ball that's in front of her, and the crystals that are around her. You have an amethyst here. The number 9 is also the hermit energy. So this, I feel like, has to do with really like paying attention and going within and trusting in yourself, and perhaps not allowing others to get in the way of what you feel like is right for you. And you may be coming to a challenge with this because you may have someone that could be over you in some way, whether that's authority wise or that they just feel this, like, that they're smarter or better than you in some way, that may challenge that. So believing in yourself and trusting in yourself is something that's real important here. So let's see what this is that you need to be aware of now, in the next 48 48 hours, maybe 42, I don't know. I did say it. So we have what's the tea here we're going to get started with. So if you don't know anything about these cards, they're a little aggressive at times, so just bear with me here. I'm getting more used to them than I once was. So, okay. So one more quick shuffle. Of course, I do shuffle all my cards off camera before I start. I just like to shuffle them a little bit during the reading itself. So just know that these are very shuffled. Okay. Pile 1. What's coming towards pile 1 in the next 48 hours they need to be aware of? Okay, we have groupie here. So definitely there's other people involved. We have moving on. Thank you, next. That's interesting. There's more people here, and they're coming head to head. There's 2 people on this side, and there's only 1 person on the other side. So it's almost like you may be going against not only just one person, but maybe a group of individuals, where it says thank you, next, where they may be trying to get you to do something or move towards them, or with groupie here. Let's keep going. Some of you, this may be a choice that you're making. We have marrying for money. So this to me is committing to something for financial gain, or committing to something for some sort of resources or stability in some kind of way, because marrying is a commitment, right? So I do feel like this has to do with a group or organization, others that maybe some sort of a following, or they're trying to get you to follow, and you're perhaps trying to trust yourself and stay independent from these individuals, and there may be some pushback with this. Let's keep going. They could be even trying to get you to believe something. Yeah, bad karma. Oh boy. Okay, rejected. Yeah. Okay, this sums, everything up to me, but trusting in yourself, trusting in your idea of what you want, and or whatever is going on here. This is saying to trust in yourself, because you may have some other individuals that may be trying to lead you astray or lead you off of your path. Remember, this is the number 9, which is that hermit energy, and we're talking about doing some introspection here and following your own inner guidance. And you may have some individuals here that you may be trying to reject, or that you're needing to kind of put your guard up with, that may be trying to get you to fall into line with them in some way. You're trying to avoid this. Okay, so this is the reading. Why this reading's coming out is because they're trying to like pre-warn you about this, so you know what challenge is coming. Also feel like, I don't know if there's someone else here, but you see the way that she's sitting here and she's looking in this direction. Be very careful. There's something to do with being in a group, or being exposed to a group, or around a group. With, when you're around people that, let's just say, when you're around people that do bad things, aren't good, even if you're not fully involved in that, you're still somehow it's affecting you, right? That's what I'm seeing here. I feel like you have a good head on your shoulders. I feel like that you know this in a way, so you're trying to avoid it. Right? But it may come across, you know, that like what I just said, right? You know that feeling when you people think badly about you because you perhaps are involved in a situation, even if you're not participating in that situation. That's something that I feel here. Like it can create bad karma for around you, that you get kind of tapped in. What am I trying to say? You get kind of pulled into unwillingly. You know, it's that feeling of you're just as guilty because you were there. You know, that kind of feeling is there. So this is what's coming up. You even may lose an opportunity here because of this with moving on. Thank you, next. So the bottom of the deck, yeah, threatening is underneath that with rejected. This is threatening something here. Something solid or something that you perhaps are committed to in some kind of way. You're needing to trust yourself. Listen to yourself here. It's saying you already know this. Listen to yourself. This is bad karma that could be being created. Okay, so we're going to use the Lovely Lady Tarot. This could even have something to do with work or even a family group in some way. Let's get into it. Ten of Pentacles in reverse, so that's just kind of with the Ace of Swords in reverse. There's something you're missing here in this situation. And this is also family and work, by the way. It's like, be careful of what you're doing and the reasons why. You may be gaining something, but you also may be losing something at the same time. So you need to be aware of this bad karma, so you know what changes this could cause. It's like you can't do something in a way where you're in a negative energy, or you're creating negativity in some way and expect to gain or something good to come out of that. It's just like if you're marrying for money. Well, if there's no love there, you know, you can't be happy with just, well, I mean, I guess some people can, or they say they are, you know, or whatever. But okay, let's go with the tarot. Tell me about what is coming toward. It's pile 1. Yeah, the 9 of Wands in reverse. Again, this is a rejection energy. It's giving up on something. Someone giving up on something. This is about letting go. It's like something being too overwhelming, you know, so you're releasing or letting go of something. And remember, this could be a different perspective. Look at this, Judgment. Moving on, thank you, next. Yeah, you are making a judgment call here around this groupie energy. This is like giving up on, not giving something attention is something that's here as well, or not something causing too much of a difficulty. So, no, I'm not going to be part of this. Thank you, next. You know? Why is marrying for money here? 6 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, because it can cause something to not be successful here. 6 of Wands in reverse is someone not seeing something as not being a victory. I can tell you that. It's like someone not like looking down on this in a way. I feel like this has to do with some kind of commitment or something that you're committed to, because the 6 of Wands in reverse, upright, it would be everything being successful, and you recognize someone's good how much work they put into something, and the battle that they've went through, and their dedication to something, and how they've, you know, prospered and they're on top. But in reverse, it's like the opposite of that. It's like you failed. It's a I'm a failure kind of energy. Or there's like, people don't recognize what it is that you're contributing to because of the sources around you. It's almost like, even if you're putting in the hard work or the effort or the commitment, you're not getting the same amount of acknowledge from it because of the people that are around you, or the situation that's around you. And you're gonna have to make a judgment call about this. Tell me, this could even be like some kind of an invitation. Anyway, why is the bad karma here? King of Cups. That's Scorpio energy. This is also, the skull is like death for me. I'm also looking across the room, and when I was looking at this, and I have a pillow that says, love you to death. And it's just a joke because it's a Halloween pillow. But anyway, yes, I decorate every room for every occasion. But I looked up and I just saw death right there. So there's something to do with like bad karma being created around this, or because of this. King of Cups is Scorpio energy. So is death, by the way. But it's how something may change, and it may have to do with someone's emotions or feeling emotionally secure about something. This could be a bad karma that's attached to this in some way, or that's created due to this. It could even be someone feeling rejected or feeling very threatened here. Threatened about being rejected in some way. Someone may be getting the wrong idea or opinion about you because of this as well. Around, which I kind of already explained, but something to do with a commitment here. I can't get over how she's looking over there. I mean, what is the Nine of Wands? What is the Nine of Wands in reverse? The King of Pentacles. This has to do with something, like gaining something out of this. This is Capricorn energy here. This is like giving up on a group. Tell me about this King of Pentacles. Can you give me another card for that? The Ten of Wands in reverse. And this is a radical change or releasing. This is a huge emphasis on letting go. I think the King of Pentacles is telling me about this trusting energy, about staying, your stability and your focus, and what you need to release or let go of. Something that's too difficult. I wonder if there's a Queen here, or if this is just representing you. What is Judgment about? That flipped out aggressive. Now you have the Nine of Swords in reverse. Oh. This is someone not wanting to be in their head, or not wanting to be anxious here, making a judgment call and moving on, because they're not wanting to create this energy here. This Nine of Swords is anxiety, stress. In reverse, it's like placing judgment on a situation because you don't want to have anxiety and stress. This is the commitment here. The King of Pentacles is the one that's committed. It's also the husband or the father. It's the stable one. So this could be letting go of a group or others, or letting go of someone that's part of a group in some way. This is like when change occurs, like something becomes too difficult and there's a change that occurs. This could change your commitment in some kind of way, or it's like a threat to changing someone's commitment in some sort of way, where rejection's coming into play because of anxiety. It's just like needing to let go of something because it's causing some kind of stress and you're making a judgment call around this. Why is the 6 of Wands in reverse? 2 of Wands, yep. There's the judgment, there's the choice, the 2 of Wands in reverse. There's a lot of wands here. With that 6 of Wands in the reverse. I don't know whose energy I'm reading. I don't know if I'm reading yours or someone around you, but this is someone here that's unsure of something. This is 8 wands that are here. 8, 9, 10. Do have 6. We're missing 7. I think somebody's trying to figure out if something's aligned with them or not, or they're starting to question that. And it has to do with this commitment. There's something getting in the way of this commitment. Someone's not wanting to have anxiety or stress, so they're trying to decide if something's aligned with them or not. If something will be successful or not. Why is the 6 of Cups here with bad karma? You have a Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This is being stuck, not moving forward. Something not moving forward. This is where you're trying to maintain some sort of commitment or emotional stability, but somehow or another there's being this negative energy that's being created due to outside influence, where there's a threat on being rejected from something. Someone making a judgment call here to get out of this anxiety or anxious energy, and possibly looking at or trying to see or recognizing that there may have been a wrong choice that was made here, or whether or not something is still in alignment. And it has to do with the commitment. It's making someone question either you or the situation, or it's making you question someone or the situation. That's what we're looking at. The negativity that's being created is around emotions and the stability of that. And an inability to be able to move forward, or just being stuck. Okay. I need to know more about this King of Pentacles with the 9 of Wands and the 10 of Wands in reverse. Actually, give me a card for a groupie. Look at that. 6 of Swords in the reverse. This is someone going back to their ways, perhaps, or this has to do with not transitioning into something. There's a stuck energy that gets to here. This has to do with trust and whether or not you can trust someone and listening to your inner guidance about that. I don't know, again, if this is you needing to trust yourself and stay away from something, or if it's someone else that you're seeing and you're like, I can't trust this situation, and you're needing to protect yourself. There's question about this and a stuck energy around it. What is Judgment with the 9 of Swords in the reverse? What's the 9 of Swords in the reverse exactly? The 5 of... There's someone that's worried about being abandoned here, left out in the cold. There's this feeling of someone making a judgment call, and I think there's a choice that's going to have to be made. Or there's a realization around the direction something's going and needing to make a choice. Why is the Two of Wands here? The Nine of Pentacles. This has to do with something to do with your worth or your value, what's important to you, what makes you feel comfortable or safe in your security. Okay, so there's something here that's not making someone else feel comfortable, and there needs to be a judgment call around this, or at least a realization around, there's a realization around this. And there's this bad karma that's hanging over this situation that's creating an inability to move forward with that Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Chariot in reverse. Again, an inability to press on, to move forward. Someone's not wanting something to go any further, or it's like somebody addressing something before it gets any further. And there's a need to make a choice around this. This 999 that's here is something coming to an end or a close. Also, we did see all those sixes there as well. I think that there's someone here that is, in order to get out of this anxious energy or this anxiety, they have to make some sort of judgment call. Someone does. Or it's not going to be able to move forward. Chariot. Cancer energy. Because you can't trust the situation. You don't feel like you can trust it, or someone doesn't feel like they can trust it. What is bad karma? I pulled two cards. Yeah, look at that. Wow. 7 of Wands and the 3 of Swords. Somebody's trying to protect themselves from pain. That's 10 together. 7 and 3. Someone's trying to protect themselves from pain or an ending. This is also someone defending themselves as well. So someone's trying to protect their heart, or, protect a separation, something coming to a close, trying to protect that. And someone else is trying to defend it. Trying to maintain some sense of stability here. Someone is defending this 3 of Swords, which I don't necessarily like that. What do I mean by that? Look at that. Death in reverse. Told you that card is death. Saw it. Called it, right? Scorpio energy. This is repeating a pattern. This is somebody that's trying to defend themselves and explaining that they're not repeating a pattern, or someone's trying to protect themselves from repeating another pattern, because there's pain attached to this, or some sort of loss or betrayal attached to this. Okay, for some of you, I have to say, there's some kind of a negative karma attached to someone around a repeating pattern and someone being defensive and being kind of fixated or stuck on this. So this to me is like something resurfacing that didn't fully get resolved in the past in some way. And it's because of this. So let's look more into that. What can you tell me more about this groupie? Six of Swords. The Fool in reverse. Someone acted foolishly, or this is what you can't trust here. The Fool in reverse is you don't take that risk or that leap because you just can't trust it. What do you need to know directly to you? What do you need to know here with this? What do you need to know here with this? The Page of Swords. There's some kind of communication that's coming. The Four of Cups. There's someone here that's not happy or satisfied, or again, that Four of Cups is coming from this. This is like when you sit and you contemplate on everything that you've experienced up until this point. And what you're doing is you're searching for some sort of truth. But this is like being bored with something, or not wanting to experience again, or being kind of fixated on the past that you're not moving forward, or you're not taking anything. See, it's funny because in the Four Cups, originally, it's just one cup that Spirit's handing, but you know, she's not paying attention because she's looking at the cups that she's lost, what's happened, you know, as far as up until this point, contemplating everything. But here, she has Four Cups being handed to her, and she's very closed off. Even her eyes are closed to it. Look at that. Three of Cups. Tell me about that Page of Swords. The Four of Wands in reverse. This is someone here. This is communication about a foundation or something not coming together or not working out. A lack of peace with something. Someone speaking a truth about around a foundation, or a lack of peace with how something is. Why is the Four of Cups here? The Ten of Swords. This is definitely somebody that's contemplating an ending. This is somebody that's, and now when I say that, contemplating an ending, I think it's more so with the Four of Swords here. We're not talking, the Four of Cups, we're not talking about the Four of Swords. I think this is someone that's in their emotions. So with the Ten of Swords, this is someone that's thinking about and contemplating, you know, a possible painful ending or something coming to a close. This is why there's a lack of peace. Why is the Three of Cups here? It's the Seven of Pentacles. First thing I said in my head when I saw that card was patiently waiting for something to come together, or patiently waiting for some sort of reunion or connection or conversation, or this could also be making plans here in some way. Give me another card for that. Give me another card for this. The Seven of Pentacles, please. The Magician. This is someone that's wanting to make plans. Be patient, and this is like someone asking the other person about making plans or being patient, bringing something together. This is someone that's focused on the long term. Who's the Three of Cups here? The Eight of Cups in reverse. This is an inability to, this could be somebody that's asking to be connected to you, be friends, get together, have some sort of reunion, like planning for this in the future, wanting to bring this together. The Eight of Cups in reverse is like not wanting to walk away from something or not being able to, not wanting someone to walk away. Temperance in reverse and being frustrated around this. Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo. Tell me about the tell me about the Four of Wands in reverse. Yeah, the Eight of Wands. There's that. This is communication. This is a truth that's being expressed or spoken about a lack of harmony or not being happy, or an event not coming together. Why is the Ten of Swords here with that Four of Cups? The Devil. Someone is afraid of an ending. They're afraid of an ending. That's clear. It's here 3 times. This is somebody that's afraid of a betrayal, an ending. Why is the Four of Pentacles here with the Three of Cups? The Knight of Wands in reverse. Why the Eight of Pentacles or Eight of Cups in the reverse with Temperance? The Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, that's the second time we've had, just pulled 2 Knights, both in reverse. There's someone that doesn't feel, there's someone that's trying to compromise or wanting to compromise, but there's someone here that doesn't feel secure, emotionally secure. And there's fear around this, frustration as well. And there's a fear of a past occurrence, like something happening again. This gives that groupie to me here. That's what that Three of Cups is with that Seven of Pentacles. It's like someone trying to be patient with this, but feeling like there's this either left out or there's this hot and cold energy from this Knight of Wands. And an acknowledgement of what is being created or what has been created. This is like fear of something falling into a old pattern. This has to do with trust. So the bad karma, again, that's coming up is like, it's almost kind of like a situation where like you kind of, you're trusting someone, or you're trusting someone again. And because of the circumstances or the situation that you're putting yourself in, or someone is, it's creating this anxiety around it, and it's coming up to be addressed, because I don't think it ever was fully addressed. And there's someone that's trying to protect themselves, someone that I feel like has had some abandonment issues or wounds, maybe from the same person. But there's someone here that's trying to protect themselves. They're trying to protect their heart, and they're trying to make the right judgment call for themselves because they don't want to repeat another pattern or cycle. It does cause someone to be somewhat frustrated. Three of Wands. There's a period of wait here in the world. And the Three of Pentacles with the Page of Cups. Seven of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Star with the King of Wands in reverse. And there's that Queen I've been waiting for. There's a lot of, oh my gosh, did y'all see that? Yeah, there's something unfortunate here, or a fear of that. Something happened here, I feel like, already, and it could be far off. It may not necessarily even be like this, the two people that I'm seeing here or the group in the other situation. It could be something just in someone's past that they're not wanting to repeat a cycle. So they're identifying with it though. They're like projecting in a way their past. Maybe there's still some wounds that are there that this is kind of like pushing on, you know? And I don't know if that's you or someone else, but there's something this person is fighting with, moving on from. Queen of Swords in reverse, King of Swords in reverse. So then you have the Queen of Cups in reverse with the King of Wands in reverse, which is two different people here. These are the same. So what I mean by that is there's two people that aren't in the same mindset. They're not seeing things the same way. There's one person that's holding back here emotionally, and then there's another person that's holding back when it comes to feeling confident or secure, or it's somebody that could just be playing in their ego at this time. And that explains this groupie energy, because that would bring you into your ego self, you know, having others that follow you, or you're just kind of, you know, this could be an energy where someone is very much so like living in their ego and the other person's feeling left out, or the other person's feeling abandoned, or they're feeling like a betrayal is coming, you know, especially if this is a feeling that this person has felt before. You have the Star there, which is a need to heal to me. The Six of Pentacles is a balance, you know, someone being giving or gracious in a way, but you have the Seven of Swords. With the Page of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles with the World and the Three of Wands. So it's like needing to balance the situation out, needing to think or be strategic to prevent some sort of conflict or ending or chaos, and opening up about this, or coming in some way emotionally here, wanting to work something out or have some sort of commitment or a conversation to close this cycle out that you see on the table. So there could be either distance here, there's a waiting period here. There could be distance here with the World and the Three of Wands, so that waiting period, staying committed. There's this apology or opening up here emotionally, or being sincere or empathetic around this deception or dishonesty, needing to balance the scales, needing to heal the situation, getting out of your ego. Someone being able to feel emotionally secure, safe, and trying to, or needing to get on the same page. Yeah, look at that. Two of Cups is still there, but Justice is in reverse. So there's some kind of imbalance that's going on here, and it's coming up to be addressed. And it's coming up because of this. So know that this is a situation between, I feel like, a partnership or commitment. It's coming to the surface that wasn't quite fully healed from someone, or both of you. That's where someone's feeling threatened on being rejected. So it's kind of like they're feeling like they need to kind of jump the gun in a way, because they're afraid of this rejection. So it's making them kind of want to detach or pull back their emotions. And there's a lack of communication around this energy, but it's so much being felt by both people. You know, someone's feeling insecure, and someone's feeling like someone's pulling away. Like there's this, it's there, it's just not being spoken of. But I do think that it will be spoken about, this idea of this fear around, or this obsessive thinking or anxiety around this ending or loss. And there's a want to or a need to get on the same page. Okay. let's see what, I don't know how this is going to come out with these, but I want to get some message cards because I don't know whose perspective I'm reading. Let's just see if you're the one that's living in fear, and that just fell on the floor when I said that. It's time for me to heal now. Then if you're the one that's, you know, kind of in this anxious or fearful state, then you're the one that's knowing that there's something that you're still needing to take a look at or heal. I think you're aware of this. With the person that is feeling abandoned, what would they say? Of course, it's a shadow card. Thank you for leaving me. That's a shadow card. Definitely some insecurities that are being felt here. Abundance. You've done the work. Abundance flows to you. It's like someone that is, I trusted you. Thank you next. Thank you for leaving me. This is like someone saying, you know, if you cannot see the value in me, in the situation, if I can't trust you here, then I'll move on because I'm still upset or I'm still healing. Okay. I miss being with you is at the bottom. So I don't know if there's been silence or distance or something here. But again, this person's feeling abandoned. So, okay, so what does the other person want to say? I can't do this, I should solve, but what's the other person? Okay. Just being near you is intoxicating. I know you're watching me. That can be that Page of Swords too, like spying on someone. So if you're feeling abandoned or you're feeling like you're going to be abandoned, then most definitely you may be spying on the other person to see what to expect. Because you don't know what to expect because you don't trust the situation, right? It also says, I'm sorry. What would this person say that's in the other energy? Okay, one fell on the floor. Yeah, look, I can't do this. That came out twice. I don't know why this happened. There's someone that doesn't understand. There's the other person that doesn't understand. Why? What? Someone's pulling away or feeling the way that they are. Okay. I'm going to get some future energies and then we'll get some advice. Okay. So for future energies, I'm going to use these. That wanted to come out. Look, run, chase, escape, or seek. That's what I'm feeling here. It's like somebody, it's like feeling a need to run from the situation because it doesn't feel safe. Tell me about, and I just saw isolation, but it didn't come out. There just needs to be a conversation here, but what's going to happen in the future for pile 1 in the next 48 hours? Yeah, socialize. Interacting with others brings both balance and happiness. So there's going to be a conversation, I feel like, or romances here. I think this is going to be fine. I think this is going to work out. I think there's going to be a conversation because you're not on the same page. And I think that this says the feelings are real and worth exploring. So I think that somebody doesn't want to have regrets here. There's this, ring. Yeah. Okay. Take a big deep breath. New love is at the bottom. This is going to be fine. I feel like that this isn't something that you need to be that worried about, but it is something that's there that is not being, it's not being communicated. Somebody may be waiting till there's a get together with that Seven of Pentacles and that Three of Cups. It's like waiting to communicate or waiting to come together or waiting for a celebration or like, you know, a conversation or a closeness to happen. disguised solution. Somebody can be waiting for a solution to come up, you know, or it's just to have that conversation with socializing. But I think that feelings will be explored. Everything's going to be kind of laid out on the table. And there's an agreed commitment that's here. And like a renewal, you know, kind of like a renewal from where there has been stress. What advice do you have for pile 1? Keep exploring. Number 12. Level up your expectations and don't settle for what you already know. See how you can improve your life. That to me is like this bad karma, like being in a situation where you already know, like, or you're not listening to yourself fully. You've already lived whatever you're experiencing, and you're needing to look at it in a different way. It's a pattern that's being created, but you're needing to kind of to take it on or react to it differently, especially when it comes to your thought process, how you're thinking about this. Number 12 is the Hanged Man. So it's like looking at it or sacrificing something or putting yourself in a place to where you're having to look at the negative side to things and or look outside of yourself in some way or look at someone else's point of view, you know, and it's difficult for you to do that, but you're needing to. Okay. I think both of you are, to be honest, in this reading. Number 50. So something needs to change here for sure. Yeah, this is about boundaries, learning boundaries or learning each other's boundaries. It says celebrate success. Be proud of what you have achieved. You struggled long and hard to get to this moment. With these boundaries, sometimes it's hard if you have any kind of abandonment issue or wound. It's very hard for you to maintain your boundaries because you're afraid to ask for what it is that you need or what it is that you want because you're afraid of the other person running away. You're afraid of the other person abandoning you. So you kind of abandon yourself and your own needs and values, but so that you're not taking a risk on losing someone or the situation, right? Or others. And this is a whole lesson about this. It's coming up to be addressed. You have number 11. When you don't protect or overprotect your boundaries, your needs go unmet. Review and renew your boundaries. So I feel like this is two individuals that need to get on the same page when it comes to what their boundaries are, but there needs to be a conversation, and someone's like not wanting to have that conversation because I think they're in fear of rejection. But I do think it will happen, and I think that it will end in a harmonious way. I just think that, yeah, it's a conversation that needs to be had. But nobody wants to have it yet. Or there's a waiting to have it or something. What advice do you have for... 2 cards came out. Number 6. Be the real you. So this is a call to, you got to be the real you. You got to be honest about what your boundaries are or how you feel. Your greatest power comes from being who you truly are. Don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic self. And then you have number 31, take control of your thoughts. Yeah, and this is heavy significance on getting in your head. Someone getting in their head, you know. Your thoughts are creating your reality. Have faith and stay focused on the outcome that you truly desire. So maintaining your focus on what it is that you really want from the situation is important, and giving that the benefit of a doubt, trying to get out of your head, trying to not live in fear, be anxious, realign your focus here. Number 27, trivial life matters are distracting you from your goals. Archangel Metatron and I are here to help you stay grounded. So like I said in the beginning, there may be something here that could be distracting you or throwing you off of a goal that you have, or off of a commitment that you have, or something throwing you off your path in some way. And maybe perhaps either you're seeing it and someone else isn't, or they're seeing it and you're not. I don't know whose side that is, so take it or leave it. Okay. I'm going to read what y'all's card is. That's what I'm going to do. Just remembered, I forgot before to tell you that, but so Let's see if we can pull this out. We have Crystal Cave, Trust, number 9, which I'm so shocked that the Hermit didn't come out. Okay, I'm just going to read a small portion of it. It says, caves have long been considered secret passageways to sacred powers and forces. Certain shamanic, what is wrong with me? I mean, are we in retrograde right now? I think we are. Again? Is it just me or does it happen frequently? Anyway, sorry guys. What in the world? Shamanic intentions occurred in caves because they were thought to be places where your intuition could be activated. The appearance of this card is a message to believe in your intuition no matter where it takes you. Have faith in yourself and know that you're divinely guided. Even when you have doubts, trust your feelings about others and about situations. You're exactly where you need to be. Trust is the foundation of the ability to manifest. Something was created because someone believed that it was possible. And patience is almost critical in the application of this principle. Chance can happen in a heartbeat, but some things require time. Please be patient and know that it will happen. Whatever receives your care and attention will flourish. I think that's important here in this. Whatever receives your attention and care will flourish, because I feel like there's an imbalance here in that in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what that means to y'all, but I also keep tasting something I can't describe. It tastes kind of like a corn tortilla. Anyway, I don't know what that's about. You've planted your seeds, now give them time to grow. Okay. You can let go and allow your clear, focused intention to flow freely. Follow the nudges from your soul. Listen to others, but trust your instincts. Okay. All right, guys. So let's get some initials to close. Initials and charms and whatnot. I hope this all made sense. This was kind of a tricky one. The situation that's here. I hope that I think this is one of those readings that even though I'm saying, oh my God, that's a lot of initials. There's a lot, there may be just a lot trying to interfere with something. Anyway, with groupie there, you know. Mistakes are proof that you're trying. Be a nice human. It's funny because that poked me because it doesn't have a back on it. Trying to maybe, where you feel like you're doing the right thing or trying to be nice or something like that could actually backfire on you in some way. Or it can for someone else, or they feel that way. Interesting. Anyway, it says, life is tough, but so are you. Okay, guys. Now, I'm just going to go through these initials. I'm not really going to talk about a lot that's here. I'm going to let y'all do that. We have H, T, C, S. Score is right here, though. R, E. We have 2 E's, 2 H's. We have B, O, V, Q, J, U, another T, R, Z, Ilm or W. There's 2 Ilms or W's. Family could be important as well. Boy is here as well. We have an F, U, C. We don't have a K, so I'm just saying. F, U, C. Okay. All right, guys. I'm trying to not look at these too much, and I'm just going to hold them up so y'all can see them. I'm going to leave you here. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all your love and support and kindness, of course. I hope this helps. Good luck to you guys, and I hope to see you soon. Hey, pal 2. So if you chose the Unicorn Purity, number 45, and my incense went out, so let me fix that real quick while I'm talking. Okay, so we're talking about the next 48 hours. What is coming towards you in the next 48 hours? So with this being the unicorn that's here, this could be something that is unusual or different, something that you haven't had to go through or experience before. But it does say purity. So, you know, cleansing, coming out with something, or doing something differently from what you have before, cleaning the slate in some kind of way. And then you have 45 here, which is 9. And that has to do with the ninth house is education. It's also Sagittarius energy. I feel like there's something to do with being honest and some sort of release when it comes to purity and doing something differently. Okay. Has to do with some sort of foundation and perhaps maybe a change around your foundation. Learning something unique or different is here as well. Okay. So we're going to get into it with the what's the tea. So the next 48 hours, what's going to happen here? What does Paul 2 need to know about for the next 48 hours? What does Paul 2 need to know about for the next 48 hours? What does Paul 2 need to know about for the next 48 hours? What does Paul 2 need to know about for the next 48 hours? Rejected. Okay. Oh. Reflecting is here. So it fell on the floor. Y'all know I'm hesitant to take cards that fall on the floor. So we'll see if it comes out again, but what does Paul 2? Bankrupt. Rejected and bankrupt. What does Paul? Somebody may be rejecting in their head. Overanalyzing. Okay. It's about starting over, I feel like. Some of you may be going through or experiencing some sort of rejection, and you may be kind of in your head about this. You could be afraid of being rejected because you don't have what it is that you need in some way, and being in your head about this. Romantic love affair, sex fling, or secret lover. Boy, that's interesting. It just got real juicy, didn't it? Bottom of the deck says, shine, your light irritates their demons, and thief. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and start getting the tarot out as we're speaking, okay? Because I told y'all not all y'all know this, not everybody watches the intro, but I felt like the energies were really strong. So much so they were distracting me from my intro. I was trying to explain some things. So, coming clean here about a foundation and changes. There's someone here that I feel like is stressing out over some responsibilities or something not going the way that they want. And I can't get over the fact that this card here with this romantic love affair says sex fix or secret lover. So that's why I want to get tarot, if that explains it. Because that's that's kind of a sore subject there. We might as well just get the tarot and see what it has to really say about that. Your light irritates their demons, as the bottom of the deck. Why is rejected here? I pulled 2 cards. The Empress and the 2 of Cups. This is rejecting a relationship with the Empress. Or this is an Empress here, rejecting a relationship. Or rejecting something because of a relationship. It's just like wanting to grow something, but being rejected with it. So this could be a contract. For some of you, it doesn't have to be a relationship, right? You do have a love affair on the end, but it could just be a contract. And there's this, and this could just be in someone's head, but there's this, with this overthinking hard, right, in their head. But there is this, like, rejection here. Rejecting this opportunity. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I got to keep going. This is, I feel like, another complicated reading. This Empress is Taurus and Libra energy. Why is the Bankrupt here? Oh, my goodness. You have the 5 of Cups. This is a loss. This is somebody being rejecting and going through a loss. I don't know if you're the one rejecting somebody or if they're rejecting you. Why is the 5 of Cups here? I don't know why I'm pulling the cards out like this either. You have the 8 of Cups. This is walking away. Being disappointed and having to move away or having to walk away. For some of you, this has to do with a contract, being rejected when it comes to a contract in a new beginning or renewal, and being disappointed and having to walk away because you don't have what it is that you need, or something doesn't have what it is that you need, or there's some sort of a not getting what it is that you need. So 2 different things. This could be love, or this could be something else in your life here. Some kind of contract, though. Why is that in your head? Being in your head about. Oh, my gosh, guys. I have to say this. This is, you know, damn it. Why do I always get these, like, most complicated, difficult readings, I feel? Which I'm sure there's tons of readers that say that. For some of you, this might have to do with a connection. Like, it could even be like a marriage, being in your head about a divorce, or being in your head about a marriage, or being in your head about a foundation or commitment. Or and the 4 of Swords is a union, you know, and in reverse, it's like there's a lack of peace here around this, and overthinking this union. Look at the way she's looking over here at that. Why is the 4 of Wands in the reverse? 10 of Wands. On the on the calendar here in the background, this is not a funny reading. I don't know why I'm laughing, but this is kind of funny. It says Wednesday, Tuesday, and Friday, and all I could see was what the F, you know? What the F? This is like somebody being like in their head stressing out because they have a lot of responsibilities, or they've been trying to hold something together, and this is like when you have a burden or a lot on your plate, and someone is taking responsibility for something not being at peace or harmony or coming together, or the destruction of something. Like, this is taking responsibility for something not coming together. Like, I'm taking full responsibility for this loss and this not coming together because I didn't give to it what I needed, or I didn't have what I needed. And this is why I'm being, rejected here. Why is the romantic love affair here? Oh, there's a bunch of cards that just came out at once. Then you also have the Seven of Pentacles that flipped up here as well. Can't wait to see what this does. Oh my goodness. Seven of Swords, the Chariot, and the Star. This is the coming clean energy that I was talking about here with Unicorn and Purity. This is something not going your way, not getting what it is that you want. Or somebody's not getting what they want. And this is coming out into the open. Maybe you wanted this secret affair, or you wanted this love affair, and it doesn't come together in the way that you want it to. Or this is you rejecting someone else, so just take it how it resonates. We have Aquarius and Cancer energy down here. And then that Seven of Swords is the deceptive energy, Interesting enough, in this card here, it is actually the woman sneaking out the window, with the romantic love affair. Cancer in reverse, this Chariot in reverse is when something's not successful. It's like having, okay, so the Chariot itself, if you don't know this, in the tarot, the one in the Chariot is the Emperor, and he's like being, he's victorious. He's riding off. He's victorious when it comes to winning the battle, and over the challenges, and getting himself in the good position, right? He's done it. In reverse, it's like that doesn't quite go the way that you expected or you planned for it to go. And you don't get this wish here that you wanted. The Seven of Pentacles is like this period of a wait. So I don't know if this is something that you've been waiting for with someone and it doesn't go the way that you anticipated. Or if, you're the one that's rejecting someone or something. We have the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which is this overthinking energy. This is like needing to happen because Six of Wands in reverse, Two of Swords in reverse, the Tower has already happened. The High Priestess is here with the Knight of Wands. Okay, so if you don't know yet, someone here could be coming towards you in the next 48 hours, or you're going towards someone, so take it how it resonates. The Knight of Wands is coming in. The High Priestess, I don't feel like you see this coming. I feel like this has been quiet, like this has been hidden from you. Everything's been hidden from you when it comes to this other person. It's crazy. Someone just showed up at my front door, which, by the way, is just the mailman. But still, we were just talking about somebody coming towards you here. So this is someone that you may have once had a family or saw like a future with. But this may have came to a halt here. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. King of Cups in reverse. Scorpio energy. Knight of Cups in reverse. And the Knight of Wands. This person is not in a good, secure emotional space. And they may also be coming in a manipulative energy as well. That Knight of Wands is someone that's coming in. I think that they're hoping for this romantic love affair. I think this is someone that is like, that may... it's like this is what their desire is to have this, not only like this crazy union here between the two of you, but for it to be like a passionate union between the two of you. So keep that in mind with that Nine of Wands. This is someone that has either been silent or you don't know anything about what's going on with this person at this time with this High Priestess, Pisces energy. But the Tower is here in reverse. There has been a Tower moment between the two of you. Being in reverse, I feel like this is something that's far off in the past. there may have been a decision that was made, or the two of you stopped communicating with the Two of Swords in reverse. That Six of Wands in reverse with the Nine of Swords in reverse is that not being successful in some kind of way. There's an inability for someone to stay away, I feel. Now, with that being said, there is this rejection that's going to happen here. And this is the part where there's also this is the heavy energy I'm feeling, my gosh. There's also this part here where there's this, like, unloading of emotions that's here. And there may be even some sort of truth around this as well. Actually, why am I just noticing this? This is what I'm feeling, and what's in this card is what I feel with this person. Do you see this person here kneeling behind her, and he has his shoulders on her hands? On her, hold on. He has his hands on her shoulders. And she has her arms crossed, turned away from him. This is the rejection from this Empress energy that's here. There may also be someone in this scenario that is moved on, or perhaps something like that, because the way she's looking at this, it's like she has no other choice but to take this loss, this disappointment. That's what bankruptcy is. You have no other choice but that, for that card, you know. And she's looking right at these two right here that seem very happy. I just dropped some cards on the some cards on the floor. What in the, I just need to, I don't know what I need to do. Do a long meditation and cleanse my energy, I guess. You have the Sun, the Hierophant, and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. This is letting go of a commitment. And this is a huge disappointment that's here with the Sun. Someone letting go of a commitment here. Freeing themselves from a commitment, and you have death, literally. Right there at the bottom. Scorpio energy with the Three of Wands. The Five of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Ace of Swords. This is someone that just wants to know the truth. I think they're going to get what they want to know. I just don't think it's going to go at all like they plan. And you may be the one rejecting this. What? Tell me more. No. Okay. Now the cards just want to fly everywhere. We have the High Priestess that just fell on the floor. Pisces energy. This is what's hidden, right? There's a hidden, secret relationship hidden. Or something you just don't know. When it comes to this rejection. Or this is someone wanting to know this. Give me another card, please. Queen of Swords in reverse. This is someone that's being very closed off, very, this is where the rejection's coming from, by the way. Heavy emphasis on feminine energy here with the High Priestess and the Empress. So whoever this, and the Queen, these are all feminine energy, so I feel like whoever the feminine is the one that's, I feel, doing the rejecting someone, a relationship, because you have the Queen of Swords in reverse, that feminine energy, which I know it doesn't matter, but here it does to me with all of that. If you're, I don't know what side of this you're on, so this is definitely a feminine energy, though. That's rejecting a relationship. And there's a significant loss here, so I don't know. How are you feeling about this? This will help me to know who's who here. The Magician just fell on the floor. You feel like you can make something happen here, or you're trying to, but it doesn't play out the way you want. The Sun is here again in reverse. There's a disappointment around this. It just doesn't play out in the way that you anticipate it and anticipate for it to. Now the purity here Could be that's wiping the slate clean, you know, having to start over, go back to the drawing board. You didn't imagine for it to happen this way, but it is happening this way. So it's time for you to let this go, or to, now you can move on from this finally. You know, you've been carrying this responsibility of maybe what happened between the two of you, or whatever this is here. You have Gemini and Virgo energies over here. Sorry guys, that is heavy for me here, and this reading is heavy for me. 10 o'clock could be relevant here as well. You have the moon. This is what you're afraid of. I feel like I'm reading for the masculine energies here, but take it again how it resonates. Maybe you're needing to see it through that perspective. Gender doesn't matter, you know, it's just whatever energy you are in. Whoever the masculine energy is that's here is the one that's in this 10 of Wands and the moon with the 4 of Wands in reverse. The one that's in their head. The one that's overthinking or overanalyzing. This is also someone that maybe has tried to stay busy here with this 10 of Wands. But still like laying down at night with this moon like she is here. You say to yourself, WTF, what the hell happened here? You know? Or what the heck was I thinking, or whatever. You know? That's what this is, like howling at the moon at night, you know? Pisces, Cancer there. This is coming clean about something. What is this about? This coming clean about something, or something coming out into the open. The 7 of Cups, someone having options, or causing confusion, something you were confused about, or someone having options. Ace of Cups in reverse. There's a relationship here in some way that's going to come out into the open about someone having options, or something to do with a relationship here that you may have been confused about, even. That's going to come out into the open in a way that's going to give you the purity that you're looking for in the situation, so that you can move forward and manifest something different for yourself. Tell me about the Ace of Cups in reverse. The 9 of Wands in reverse. This is giving up. This is someone that's not emotionally invested because of this anymore. Because of this. Look, see the two fighting in the background? That I felt like this last night. I felt just like this last night when my two youngest, my youngest and my middle child were going at it. See all the red that's here, all this red energy. Now, the color red, let's talk about the root chakra for a second, because there's something here that you need to know, okay? The root chakra, when there's a sense of not feeling stable or secure in yourself or who you are, or a sense of codependency that's here, where you rely on this support from others, this emotional support to help you identify with who you are, you know? Like, who are you without X, Y, and Z? This is when you tend to lean more into financial security, or what you can accumulate, or the more material world, because you're trying to find that sense of security and meaning. Whereas emotionally, that might be something that's really difficult for you. Like, you have a hard time being able to feel secure emotionally, and that's the way that it comes out. And so your root chakra is not imbalanced. So you don't ever feel secure, centered, or safe, or kind of happy to be in the present moment. Or if you do, it's something that's short-lived, especially when you don't have another person or something to attach it to when it comes to your own value and worth. So that's what it really boils down to, is your value and worth. And I think this whole thing is maybe a lesson about that as well. But the Nine of Wands, this is like someone here that's giving up on a relationship. So whatever you've been emotionally confused about when it comes to this is going to be cleared up for you enough to where you, unfortunately, it doesn't go the way that you anticipate or that you desire, that you were hoping for, or even optimistic about. But it does put you in an energy after the fact. It finally like clears that away for you, so you no longer have to be in your head about it or overthink it or feel in an unsure energy, unsure, unsafe place, unstable place with this. It gives you what you need in order to be able to clean the slate and move forward. And I think that's what needs to be mostly acknowledged here. I don't want to fixate on the rejection or not having what you need or having to walk away or detach or anything like that, because I think you've already experienced the initial loss of this in some way. And remember, the roles can be switched as well. Yeah. This is like losing something that's important or valuable to you, or losing something that you feel like helps you to shine. It's kind of what I just got done talking about. Not looking for that validation outside of yourself. And you may be losing someone here that gives you that validation. That doesn't mean that your value is any less. It just means that situation wasn't for you. And you may not see why that is now, but there could be an understanding of that later. And it could also lead you ultimately to something even better. You know, this situation may have been somewhat karmic or attached to some kind of negativity. What happened here with the Queen of Swords? Okay, the Three of Swords and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. There was a lack of trust in this situation. There was a lack of commitment. There could have been some kind of a third-party energy that's here as well. This wouldn't have worked out anyways. This is basically what I just got done saying. This is the Three of Pentacles, is that commitment, something working. The reason it's not working out is because of the pain that was caused or heartbreak. Someone definitely dropped the ball here, but I think I think you're aware of that already. You've already thought about it and overthought it. Whatever information here you're getting about this gives you, again, what it is that you need to finally release or let go of this. It's not what you wanted. It's not what you wanted to hear, but it finally gives you that sense of being able to put those wands down. So what's going to happen here moving forward for pile 2? Death again. So that's finally going to come to a close. You know, you can finally bury that or put that away. And there's a transformation that's going to take place there, Scorpio energy. Four of Swords in reverse. There's still a little bit of overthinking around this. It could be just overthinking what to do now. You know, what do I do now? Because when she's in that pool, she's in that tube, you know, sometimes you think, oh, this is so relaxing. Being here in this, but what am I going to do next? And if you start to think about, well, I could do this, I could do that, you know, you start getting in your head about what your plans are, then you start to overthink and you forget that you're here to enjoy yourself, you know? So that's something that's there. Kind of overthinking a little bit about plans, reevaluating where you are, where you could go. Five of Swords. I wonder who this conflict here is about. There may be, this could be a Queen of Cups. There's somebody here. This could be family. Why is Death here? Cancer energy down there, Ace of Pentacles. So this is, you know, that ending is giving you an opportunity to have a new beginning. Four of Swords in the reverse. The Hanged Man. Pisces energy. Look, they're both laying in almost the same direction. This is contemplating and thinking. Why is the Five of Swords here? The Nine of Cups. Okay, so this is you having to sit in and having to look at now what you want moving forward in a different way. You know, it's not what you wanted to look at, how you wanted to see your future, but you have to, you have to look at it this way now because this has ended here. So you're trying to look at, okay, moving forward and what the future holds in the new beginning. There's conflict about what you want, though. There's conflict around what makes you happy or what it is that you truly want. And I have to say, there may be something to do with family that is an issue here, or that there's something to do with like arguments or a disagreement or disagree with what you're doing or something like that here when it comes to this Nine of Cups. And then you have a Queen of Cups here as well. They forgot how bold these cards are. You have the Three of Cups here. There's some kind of a friend here, a friend or friendship, or someone that you sympathize with, someone that now be careful here, especially if we just talked about being in like a codependency, seeing that validation outside of yourself in some way. Be careful of that because you may actually kind of fall back into that same pattern. So just be easy with that. But this is Cancer energy. This could be a friend. This is somebody that you indulge with, perhaps. Be careful of that. Nine of Cups and the Three of Cups. There's a lot of drinks going on here. That might be why your family's upset, Hate to say that, but sometimes when we go through something in life and it's hard to cope. And so we cope with things outside of ourselves until we get to that point to where we just have to face it, But other people around us, it's hard because although there are people around us that do care about us and love us and they want the best for us, it's also difficult because you're trying to cope and heal and, nobody really understands exactly what you're going through but you. So they kind of mean well, but you also just don't want to think about the pain or experience that you just had either. We can be judged by our family for that, or our friends. Why don't you just quit? Have you ever heard somebody say, why don't you get out of the house? Because I sure have. I'm a Cancer. I like being in my home, and it's where I feel safe and secure. But my sister's totally opposite of me. She's Aquarius, so she always says to me, and she thinks it's because I'm really, I think, going through a difficult time, and I think here this is the case, but it's not always the case for me. But she always tries to pull me out of the house and take me places I just don't want to go. Try to pull me outside of that, and this could be what's going on here, but it could be coming in an aggressive way with this Five of Swords. It could be like, see how she's got her finger in his face? And he's like, what? Something like that is here. And there could be somebody here that you perhaps even indulge with, that family's against in some way. Is that what I'm feeling? What is that? The Nine of Pentacles. Judgment. You may be trying to move towards someone else even. Be careful of this. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. Someone that you may have left out in the cold here. She's like the bride, she's stuck outside of the window. This is also, again, that feeling of lack or loss. You sometimes also, when we get into that place, our way of coping is to go back to someone from the past. So be careful of that with that Five of Pentacles. You may have someone kind of in your ear about that, not to do that. You have Judgment in the Knight of Pentacles. See, in this card too, in Judgment, she's that's a grave that she's putting something in. So it could be like sending someone a message. I could hear my sister in my ear saying, "Don't do that." Don't you let them back in just because you're hurting. You know, it's that kind of feeling. Anything else you want to tell me about that? The Ten of Cups. Yeah, the Hierophant in reverse. It's not learning a lesson. So this is kind of like a warning here. You know, seeing something in rose-tinted glasses, which is funny enough. They're kind of wearing those. A Ten of Cups is like, really it's a wish. You know, it may be a feeling that you get in an instant, but it's like when you're first married. I don't mean that in a bad way. Have you been married before? You know what I mean. I've been married twice, so I can say that. But it's like when you first get married and you're so excited and it's so fresh in the honeymoon stage and just that person can never do anything wrong. You know, you just love them to pieces. And that's the Ten of Cups. That's what you want. You know, yeah, I want to feel like that every day of our lives, but it's not realistic, is it? With that Hierophant in reverse, it's like putting some kind of a fantasy or illusion on an experience with someone and forgetting about how you were left out in the cold here, or it lacked something that you needed or wanted. You know, be careful about making this renewal here. Judgment here, I feel like is a renewal, slowly like renewing something. And I also feel like that family could be against this, or somebody could be against this over here. It's definitely in your face. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but it just reminds me of my sister. Taurus energy and Scorpio energies here. The Eight of Swords. Page of Cups. Six of Cups. There it is. There it is right here. And the Two of Wands in reverse is bad judgment call here. Yeah, bad judgment call. Making the wrong decision. You may still be kind of emotionally attached to someone. Here's that message that I was talking about. And I think you're just kind of looking again for someone just to get you out of your head in a way. Okay, so let's go from that to advice. What advice do we want? Definitely let's get some of these. Oh, and I wanted to look at, well, I kind of already looked at future energies. What time is it? Oh, we still got some time. We'll go ahead and do that. We're going to look into what possibly, okay, possibility. What possible future could you be looking at here? Now, why I say possibility is because of all this over here. What's the future hold here? Some of you may fall into this grave here, and some of you may not. Some of you may fall into this, you know, creating some kind of a fantasy around a relationship in your past here. And some of you may make a different kind of judgment call here. This is all based off of a choice. Also, there's a significance on a disagreement here. I feel called. Hold on. When it comes to what you're doing, what you're wanting, I just saw a message of concern. So again, bad health. Yeah, you're making the wrong decision. I'm telling you, there's somebody here that you may even have kids with. You see these two kids here, or that you just have a family with in some way that doesn't. They feel as if maybe you're being, just be honest. I'm probably getting some horrible comments for this, but I mean, the roles can be switched, but there's a feeling of someone indulging, or this is a very self-focused card. So it's like someone that feels the other person's not thinking clearly, or not thinking about others, just kind of doing what they want. message of concern, like they feel like they're making bad decisions about something. Can you give me any information about this person? Five of Swords. It's a mature woman. Okay, so it's somebody that has responsibilities. They could be older. They just could have a lot going on, or they're just, trying to be mature about a situation. Or can you tell me something about, tell me more about this mature woman? Courtship. This is someone that's trying to be mature about a relationship. Tell me more about that. High honor. I think this is someone that's trying to be stable or mature around a relationship, and this is boundaries. This is about boundaries. Yeah, look at this. Judication. Good grief. I've struggled to talk in this reading. I think this person here too, I feel like they're struggling to communicate here. There's a certain kind of boundary or they have with you. It's like they feel like they're tiptoeing around something, or they're trying to not get to the Five of Swords, right? But I think that they still do get to that. This has to do with boundaries, someone having boundaries when it comes to a relationship. I don't know what that means to you guys. It's the same thing I talked about over here, though. What's going to happen here? It's the second time I've seen wisdom and ring. This is knowledge around a relationship. What's going to happen in the future for family? I'm telling you. The conflict is resolved. The healing has begun. So there's a conversation here. Tell me more about what's going to happen in the future for Paul 2. We have love. What's going to happen in friends? That's good to see. And uncertainty, unfortunately, is at the bottom. Okay, so what's going to happen here? I just messed that up, didn't I? There's going to be some sort of like supportive energy or foundation around you. It may come across a little aggressive though, so be aware of that. But I also feel like it's coming towards you with love though. But again, take how it resonates, guys. Family can have the best of intentions, but may not. I mean, I don't know your circumstance, or what this is about, but this is family and friends in love. I feel like surrounding you through this experience, and wanting what's best for you. And I feel like that there's emphasis on maybe you don't know if you should follow their advice. Yeah, you're at a crossroads here and you don't want to have regrets. This is an unhealthy reflection on the past. Forgiveness is required for healing to begin. And being at a crossroads, there's an indecision that needs to be made. You're going to make a decision here and you're uncertain about if this is a right decision for you or not. But I think you have someone around you or supportive people around you that are expressing to you the decision that you're making. You may not be in your clear mind, or because of what you've experienced here, especially if this is a rejection. There's a supportive group and love around you that is helping you process this uncertain time that you're in. So keep that in mind here, okay? Let's get some advice. Friends, family, people that love and care about you, they're there to support you. Know that they're there to support you. Maybe even some tough love with this uncertain time. What advice do you have? Came right up, didn't it? Dance with fire, number 75. Do more what makes you happy and feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you and lights your soul on fire. So go back to the things that you remember make you excited about life. Y'all can't see George, my cat George, but he looks so funny. He sleeps with his face down. Anyway, The vet said he's totally fine. For those of you that are concerned about that, he is totally fine. He just likes to sleep like that. It's not cold in here or nothing. He just really likes it. It's on my community page. Y'all go look at it. It's funny. Somewhere on my community page or my post. Number 22 here. Third party. See how George just got in the way of your reading? Well, someone you're not aware of will have an effect on the outcome. Everything will unfold for the greatest good of all involved. I do feel like that there is something to do with something on the outside that you don't know about, that you're going to get some clarity on, that's going to help you to, again, purify this whole thing, so you can move forward. Okay. Let's see. What advice do you have to leave pile 2 with? What advice do you have to leave pile 2 with? Trust the angels. Number 36, it says, let go of the expectations of how your dreams will come true and trust that heaven has the perfect plan. I said that kind of. I talked about that with that star and what was that? Star that was here in reverse. It's like you're not going to get that wish, that expectation that you're wanting from the situation, but it says that, to trust that there's something better. I know that's easier said than done, but okay, so I'm going to read y'all's card here with Purify, the number 45. Not all of it. I'm just going to read a little part of it. Okay, it says, this card can appear when you're ready to step into the innocence of a child and see the world with the eyes of wonder. Traditionally, unicorns represent purity, innocence, hope, faith, high ideals, and miracles. When you stop looking at the world through the lens of your past, here we go, you'll find how fresh and wondrous the universe truly is. The past doesn't need to define you. Know that life can begin fresh and new. This card can also appear when there is a need for inner purification and renewal. Take time to release what doesn't serve you and support you in your life, and watch the miracles that unfold. It says, no matter what happened in your life, step into your innate innocence. You have a pure soul. You are a child of the Creator. Let go of the past and see the world with new eyes. And also, miraculously, wonders will abound. So again, this whole reading was exactly what your card was about. Something releasing and letting go of something pertaining to the past and looking towards the future. Okay. Whew. And I always never know what to expect with these, but today I feel like they've been pretty heavy. Okay, so we have smile to the world. We are what we believe we are. That goes back to that self-worth and value thing. Stress less and smile more. So there's 2 cards that are telling you to smile. I am creating the life of my dreams. We are what we believe, and I am creating the life of my dreams. You are in a manifestation energy. So you have opportunities in front of you here. You have K, C, H, S, Y, B, and an A. Cab is there. Okay, guys. So I'm not going to sit here and go through these too much because I want these to be shorter, and this takes a while. So thank y'all so much for being here. Thanks for all your love and support and kindness, of course. I hope this helps. Good luck to you guys with this, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Okay, pile 3. So if you chose Raven Spirit, I almost didn't want to come out of my mouth. Truth. Truth might be hard to express or might be hard to face. This is the number 32, which is 5, which is about changes taking place. It's also about choices and waiting to tell the truth. Getting a higher perspective here. She has a crown on her head. The way that she's dressed, it's like, what is the raven spirit? What is that when they send the raven? Send the raven. Send the raven. What, Siri, what does the raven spirit symbolize? Sorry, guys. It says the raven spirit symbolizes transformation and the concept of rebirth. It's supposed to bring new beginnings after endings take place, with truth there. So there could be some sort of truth around, you know, a message around some sort of truth around a transformation or a rebirth or a new beginning, and a decision around that. But it hasn't happened yet, you know. She's holding on to that raven. It's like thinking about this, thinking about a new beginning, thinking about the truth, thinking about expressing a truth perhaps and the changes that would come along with that. You know, she doesn't know if she wants to send that raven or not. This is someone I feel like that's either in their Empress-like energy, which in this card, this reminds me of the Nine of Pentacles. It just looks like the Empress in the garden to me. That just made me think of Eve in the garden and not knowing like to accept the truth or what the truth is. Whether or not you want to know. Huh. Okay, let's see if we can sum all this up. Ooh, I just tasted, I get a lot of taste. I don't know why. But I just tasted chili cheese fries. This is the What's the Tea? These being the What's the Tea, and I just said chili cheese fries. And this may have something to wanting everything, like wanting to know everything or wanting to express everything into you. This may be somebody that's expressing how they feel about you. Okay. What does this have to do with the next 48 hours for pile 3? Hustling. Making it rain, focused on money and getting it. Running. Hustling and running. Same shit, different day. That card cracks me up. I just think that in my head every day, all day. You know, my life is like Groundhog Day around here. Played out. Wow. This same type of energy came up in a reading I just did the other day. I couldn't tell you what it is. I mean, you'll know if you know this is your reading. Same shit, different day, played out. The truth is. This is someone I feel like that's, and I mean, this could be you just feeling like you're kind of, something's playing itself out. Like you're feeling tired about where you are. The truth is that you're ready for something to change or be different. Like you're same shit, different day. Here we go, you know. And I'm tired of this. Always hustling, always running around. Oh my gosh, is this my reading? Bottom of the deck says creeping. Are you creeping on somebody? Somebody creeping on you? Legal issues. You know, I feel like the owls represent wisdom, truth, clarity, wisdom. You know, you talked about truth here. It's a bird as well again. With creeping, it's like any legal issues under that. Something may be kind of creeping up on you and you're trying to run from it. You've been hustling, trying to run from it, but you're experiencing something all over again and you're tired of it. This could be financially. You know, you feel like you feel like you get ahead and then you get on top of everything and you feel good And then all of a sudden you find yourself back in the hole again. And it's like, God, man, it's just, can I not catch a break? I've been hustling, I've been working my patootie off, and here we go again. And I'm tired of this. I need some kind of a change to take place. For some of you too, there may be something here that's like creeping up on you, something that has to do with a unhealthy, something playing out here, something unhealthy, fake accounts. Okay, some of y'all may be sabotaging yourself here in some way. But others of you, this is like, you're falling into the same pattern, and something needs to change here. And there's something that's creeping up on you. That's why this is coming out. Having to face the truth is something. You knew it was coming. This is almost like this feels like a deadline coming up, and you knew it was coming, but you find yourself not ready for it, even though you've been hustling here, and you're tired of always finding yourself in the same position. Like, here I am again, having to deal with this. You have death here and the Emperor. This is a transformation that needs to happen. The truth about a transformation that needs to happen. You have Aries and Scorpio energy here. This is someone that's, I mean, if this is you trying to step into your masculine energy, like that's where, you provide yourself with a sense of security, and you're established, and you feel comfortable and safe, and you have everything that you need in your environment, This is the Sugar Skull Tarot that we're using, by the way, which is, if you can't tell, it's huge. But I'm going to do my best at shuffling it. That was just a horrible disaster. We have the Three of Wands here with the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this is what you want. This is your goal. There's goals here. Look, Three of Wands is waiting for the Ten of Pentacles. So you've been waiting for this. You've been waiting for that Ten of Pentacles. You've been like working towards it. My back was scratching in a place I can hardly reach. And so it made me think, something that you feel like is almost unobtainable, but you're so close. You ever try to there's a spot on your back that you tried to itch and you can't get to it, but it's just right there. It's just right there. It's like there's something that you feel like is so close, but then then something else starts creeping up on you, and it's like you go back to pessimism. Okay. Page of Swords is here, which is the truth. He holds the truth, the sword. There's some kind of message. What's going to happen in the next 48 hours for pile 3? Ten of Cups. What's going to happen the next 48 hours for pile 3? What's going to happen? The Lovers. You run into a lover? What's going on here? Family could be here as well. Run into someone. Same shit, different day played out. Okay. You have the High Priestess in reverse. Oh, this is the truth that's being exposed. Same shit, different day. I know I keep saying that, sorry. That's what the card says. I'm just reading the card like it says it. What else? Pisces energy, did I say that? Gemini here as well. We have a Nine of Swords in reverse played out. Yeah, this being in this place is just exhausting. It's exhausting being in this place where the High Priestess is like you don't know what to do here in the situation, or you feel like this is something that it's not changing. I got this in one of the other piles, and now my throat chakra is like tingling. The truth here in this that you're facing is that you're going through another pattern. It's something that I think that you thought that you were like crawling up out of or coming up out of or so close to, and it's recycling and you're having to go through it again. Because hustling here and making it rain and focused on money and all this is exciting, right? The Ten of Cups is a wish come true. You know, this running energy with the Lovers can also be like a relationship, or and there's a song by Lady Antebellum that's playing in my head. It's called Run to You. That may be important, but then you have this High Priestess where it's like, this is happening again. Something's happening again. Why is this happening again? Because you're so happy here, but then this happens here. And then being played out over this. That Nine of Swords is telling me that's like something that's just, you always feel like you're one step behind something, or you never can really rest. Why is the Ten of Cups here? Something needs to change. The Page of Wands. Okay, so for some of you, this could come from, this is something that you feel like you may be getting, that it's not coming to you in the way that you think it is. Because the Page of Cups with that Ten of Cups, this is something you've been desiring or wanting. You're very excited about whatever this is. But the Page of Cups in reverse is like not great news. It's not great news. It's not, maybe not getting what you think you're going to get here. And it could have to do with money, because it does say making it rain, focused on money, you know, getting it. Okay, what is the Lovers with running? Running to what? Page of Cups. This could be running to someone. This can be an apology. This can be making a choice. Same shit, different day. The High Priestess. Something's going to come out about whatever this is. The Two of Pentacles. Prioritizing. This is about needing to get your priorities in order. There's a go-to here, like your go-to, like something that you go to, something that you align with, or could be someone. There's a message here. Why is the Nine of Swords here in reverse? I'm going to pull this all together in just a second. You have 3 pages out, by the way, so there's definitely some messages going back and forth. Here's the truth, the Nine of Swords with the Nine of Swords in the reverse. This is someone that's, this to me is someone that is like communicating, being tired of something, or something playing itself out and needing to prioritize. Same shit, different day. You know, when you do something about this, this is happening all over again. The Eight of Cups in reverse and the Four of Swords is like, let's reevaluate, because the Eight of Cups in there, sorry, did y'all hear that? And my phone is just going off like crazy over here. It's nobody important, but just a spam. But anyway, there's something here that's distracting. That's what this is. There's some kind of something here that's distracting you from becoming this emperor. And there's another page. It's not learning your lesson. You had an opportunity here. You're hoping for the best, but you get not the greatest news, and you run to someone or something. And this is, the truth here is that it's expressed, maybe hard to hear or say, but you need to prioritize differently, because you're experiencing the same thing all over again. And this has played itself out here, possibly with someone. And that's the truth, right? I think you're aware of this. This is like going to somebody and saying, and them saying, you know, this is, to me, this, because my son was texting me, so I have to say this. This is what it feels like. It feels like my son coming to me and telling me that, you know, he needs something. And And I'm saying, well, didn't I already give you that? And he's like, well, yeah, you did, but, this happened to it, or I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did with it. And it's like, gosh, same shit, different day. That's why I said that's like in my life. Here we go again, and having to have this conversation and being honest and truthful here that there needs to be some balance here. You need to start prioritizing better, or, and that this is a realization that you've had already with yourself that maybe you thought you were kind of out of, but something creeped up on you faster than what you expected. It could have to do with something legal, or it could have to do with some kind of a unhealthy choice that you made, or something coming back around on you, or whatever. This could be like, man, I knew I shouldn't have spent that on whatever it was. I should have waited, or something like that is going on. And then you have this overwhelming feeling of I hate feeling this way. Like, I hate being in this Nine of Swords in reverse where I can't sleep because I'm thinking about this communication or the truth, or what am I going to do? That kind of feeling is here. Going back again, we're here again, this Eight of Cups, like we haven't figured this out yet. And yeah, you're needing to learn like this particular lesson. And it's like, I think you thought that you were, but it's going back again. Okay, so I feel some bad news that's coming in about something that you thought you were going to get in a big way. Not that you're not going to get it at all. It's just that you thought you were going to get well, let's look into that. What is this Page of Wands in the reverse? The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So this may have to do with financial security, or a foundation, or a home even, or, something you thought was going to be emotionally fulfilling for you in some way, or a wish. The Ten of Pentacles. It doesn't come in the way that you want it. How does it come? Three of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, that's not even close to the Ten of Pentacles. There's something here that wasn't guaranteed. This is like somebody saying, well, we didn't guarantee you that, or something like that, It's not the best feeling energy, to be honest with you. It's just like not getting what it is that you need. But this doesn't make sense either, because you've been hustling, making it rain, focused on money, getting it. The Three of Pentacles in reverse is when something doesn't go in your favor. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles in reverse. See all the money bags? It's in reverse. This is this can be like having to sacrifice, or having to, like, maybe perhaps what you saved isn't enough. It's like that. Tell me about the Page of Cups with the Lovers, please. That song's playing again in my head. The Five of Cups in reverse. This is like looking for something positive to happen. So this could be someone, you're running to here, hoping for a shift, or something positive out of a message, or out of a choice, or a relationship. That Five of Cups is like when you feel disappointed, but you may need some help getting out of that, or you're hoping for a positive change to take place here with a message. When it comes to a relationship or a contract, tell me about or something that you felt like was right for you or aligned with you. Why is the Two of Pentacles here? The High Priestess. There's the Eight of Cups again in the reverse. Why the Eight of Cups in reverse? What is this about? the Tower in reverse. This is like when you thought you were out of the woods, but you weren't quite there yet. Same shit, different day, right? Your priorities need to be in a better place. You may have felt like your priorities were better than they were, but you're realizing that they weren't. Scorpio energy's there with the Tower, the Eight of Cups in reverse. You're hoping to avoid a Tower moment. How's the Page of Swords here with the Nine of Swords in the reverse? Five of Wands. Maybe some sort of a disagreement around this energy of something playing itself out. I'm being tired here. Ten of Swords in reverse. Five of Wands and the Ten of Swords in reverse. It's not brutal, but it is some sort of disagreement that takes place, okay? This can also look like competition. So the truth around beating out the competition here. Again, this is recovering. This is a recovery. Now, this is like when you, there's some kind of disagreement around this too, but anyways, it's what I talked about before, where you thought you were golden, right? But then you're not. It just kind of creeps up on you and you're like, what? This is like where you go into like recovery mode, trying to work something out, and there's some sort of a truth and something playing itself out, like a cycle. Queen of Cups, Cancer energy. This could be somebody that you're dealing with here. When it comes to this Page of Swords, a truth. To me, this is like something needs to change before the inevitable happens. But I think you're aware of this. I think you're like, I know it does. To me, also, you have a Page of Cups and a Queen of Cups, so this could also be, again, like family or a situation with being over someone in some way, or seeing something differently, or needing help from someone, or some kind of leadership or something, where someone's being honest with you about the priorities and repeating a pattern and recovering from something, recovering from a loss. This feels financial. It could also be it feels like something with all these pentacles, it's something grounded. This is like, I'm going to say this once and then we'll go on to the future of this, what's going to happen here. But this is like when you, let's just say you have a I don't know, a car. Let's just say you have a car and it's like you really need to get that car fixed. Like it's time for you to really get that car fixed. You know, it's like creeping in on you. You know, you have these issues that are going to come up, and you're hustling. You're trying to like accumulate what you need before you take that in, but you keep putting it off and you keep like spending the money on other things, and then it creeps up on you and all of a sudden something happens and let's just say your car breaks down, and so you have to run to someone else here to try to help you to get out of this here with Five of Cups in the reverse. But it's like same shit, different day. Here we go again. And making a decision or a choice because somebody's priorities may not be, or someone feels like their priorities aren't in order right. So there's this recovery or avoiding some sort of disaster, but like a lesson attached to this that it's not, someone didn't learn their lesson, you know? So it's like being repeated. There's this nurturing or loving energy that's here around a truth of that, and like a disagreement when it comes to avoiding the inevitable or competition around this. Give me some more about the Queen of Cups. Ace of Cups in reverse. I feel like this has to do with someone's self-love or self-care, or someone like not giving something in some way, because this is a cycle that I'm looking at. You have an ace to a 10. That 5 is the change, and your number is 5 here. So this truth here may change some things. And you have that raven that's here. Look at that on that Ace of Cups in the reverse. So there's this cycle here that needs to come to, like, in a loving, there's this loving way of saying this or putting this out, but there's a cycle here that needs to change, needs to come to some kind of close, because it's causing too much stress here. It's played itself out. So what's going to happen moving forward for pile 3? The 4 of Wands, the 2 of Swords. So there's a decision that's going to be made around a foundation. The 8 of Wands in reverse, and something being delayed or coming to a halt in order to maintain a sense of harmony or peace. So let's look into that deeper. What's going to happen with the 4 of Wands? The Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. This is someone that may be holding back financially, or not indulging or giving to a situation, or not giving as much. This would be like, okay, we need to pull back a little bit on the budget, you know, like this would be like planning, let's just say a wedding, because you have the 4 of Wands. It's like planning for a trip or a wedding. And a Queen of Pentacles would be like in reverse. I think I need to like pull back a little bit. Maybe we don't have to go so extravagant. It's becoming very expensive. I'm like hitting my budget, you know, going over my budget here. And there's this decision that's made around something being delayed or delaying something intentionally. Why is the 2 of Swords here? The Knight of Pentacles. So slowly coming to a decision, or cutting something off, or blocking something. I think this is coming. I think this is making a tough decision. Why is the 8 of Wands here in the reverse? Okay, on the floor. The Hermit. Yeah, the 7 of Swords is here. Look, and it says bank. Bottom of the deck is the 3 of Swords in reverse. Again, a card of recovery. Oh, this is Ace of Swords is here. There's that truth. There's the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. The truth is that you're not getting the opportunity that you thought you were going to get, or that you wanted. That's the truth. I mean, it doesn't, although you have this hustling energy and this desire that you have, it doesn't actually come together in the way that you intended. And you're looking for maybe help, or you're looking for some sense of a change to take place, and it doesn't go the way that you want it to go. I feel like there's someone here that's no longer like providing or giving to a situation. And it has to do with safety and security. There's someone's being kind of blocked off, or there's a hard decision that someone's making to cut something off or out. And someone with this right here, I feel like this is like going on a journey within. needing to slow down and go on this journey within, trying to be strategic at how you're going to come up with some sort of solution here on your own. Because that hermit energy is such an independent energy. It's doing something on your own. Heavy emphasis on being strategic here, you know. And putting something off or delaying something is there as well. Trying to figure out how to do that. This is recovering. How do I recover from this? Okay, so what do I want to do here? I want to see more of what this actually, what's going on here. I want to find out more information about it. What do I need to use though? Let's use these. Look at that, safe place. I think I'm just going to be honest, unhealthy choices, yeah. I think this has to do with looking for your security in someone else or something else, and not relying on that within yourself. It's almost like it's okay if it doesn't work out like exactly like I want, because it's like you have a fallback, but that fallback is played itself out. So it's no longer, you can't rely on that anymore. So you're having to face the truth when it comes to your priorities, and you're having to find a solution here on your own. Okay. Yeah, pretty broad commitment. Tell me, moving forward, what's going to happen for pile 3? It's a celebration. So there is this like commitment around being, you know, having a renewal, or there's also this like some kind of celebration around being chosen that happens. What is this about? Can you give me some more? Whoa. The Traveler's there. So calm storm is here at the bottom as well. Not frazzled by it. Self-control and not reacting to the negativity. So in the future, I feel like some of you may be doing some kind of traveling, or you're having to move, or there's this energy here of beginning a new journey, celebrating something, being chosen, celebrating something, beginning a new journey. You have calm storm. So you're trying to not let whatever's going on disturb like what your goal is for your future. You just need to tighten up your priorities. That's all. It's just, this is like about, and maybe you haven't had to fully, but you're going to be faced with that reality of coming up with something on your own. Like what you maybe want, the desire that you have could be just, not that it's not going to happen, it just could be delayed. So you're having to kind of, in a way, make some sacrifices. But in the future here, I think you will be chosen. There will be some kind of commitment to celebrate, and the beginning of a new journey for you. You know this. You know, there's a part of you that knows this. This is just like a challenge that you're going to have to go through. How to tighten your priorities up. And like I said, maybe you haven't done that fully because you haven't had to, because there's been someone else here. Not prepared, yeah, like frozen, yeah. And it's kind of like you weren't prepared, or you weren't ready. Really? I mean, it's like not being ready. Tell me about this. We have magic prayer. So Yeah, see, she's on her knees and praying. Your prayers will be answered. Seek your intentions and the universe will provide your heart's desires. See, there's something here that you've been trying to make happen for yourself. Early stages, but you're still in the early stages of it. You have partnership at the bottom, so there could be that contract that's here. It says number 67, you're still in the early stages of growth, but the long-term outlook is strong. If you keep nourishing and engaging your talents. So it's like, keep doing what you're doing. Don't let this fool you. There's this challenge that's here in order for you to be able to really be able to take something on your own or for yourself and getting your priorities in order. That's important. And you're still learning, like you're still in the early stages of this. So it's kind of telling you to give yourself a break in a way, right? But it says an invitation is here. So I think that you are going to get some sort of a invitation to something where you're chosen in some way, or it's something to celebrate, in the future. It will come. It's almost like you may feel like something's sucking you in before it spits you out, if that makes sense. You're like, you don't know what's going to happen. Like being in a well, right? This is an invitation, number 34. Step through the golden portal. It's funny because I said you felt like this was golden, at some point. And into your own mastery to explore other dimensions. You are invited and you are ready. They're saying you're ready to do something on your own. You can figure out whatever this is on your own. You don't need anything else. You see, you've been hustling, right? You've been going through this. And no, you may not get everything that you're wanting, and it puts you into this kind of flight or fight energy. You will find your way out of it. And not only do you find your way out of it, but it also, because you've met that challenge and you've overcome that challenge, then you get some sort of prayer that you've been asking for. And it has to do with being chosen or a commitment and the early stages of that and the benefits of those early stages that are there. And you get some sort of invitation as far as travel goes. For some of you, this could be like traveling for work, or this could be like being able to travel and go on a vacation, or whatever this is for you. You get some kind of invitation to for a new adventure, a new journey in the future. So there's an upside and a downside to this, right? The downside is you're met with a challenge and a truth, and the upside is that you do overcome it, and it leads you into a new prosperous place where you feel more confident, independent, capable, where you no longer rely on someone else or others. It's just, you're still in the early stages of something. So it's going to take some time, And I think for some of you, you may have been expecting it to just happen overnight, and it's just not. And it's like, no, that's not always the case. Sometimes it just takes some time. Your loved ones are safe. Maybe there's something you're worried about here. Number 41. Let go of your fear and worry about your loved ones. I'm looking after them. So maybe you felt like you had, with that 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, it could be that you were like providing, or you thought you could provide something for your family. For some of you, if you've been hustling, know that they're safe and taken care of, and they'll get what they need. And as long as don't worry about them is what it's saying. They're gonna get what they need, regardless, and be taken care of, and kind of like this may have been delayed, but it will still come in the future. You have to overcome this one obstacle first, and it's a pattern that needs to come to a close. Regain your focus, number 27. Trivial life matters are distracting you from your goals. Archangel Metatron and I are here to help you stay grounded. Okay. So you have a lot of extra help when it comes to this in the spiritual realm, if you can see it as such. Okay. So even if for some reason you don't get the help that you're looking for And the earthly realm and the spiritual realm know that they're doing what they can. They're answering your prayers that just may not come in exactly the way that you anticipated. Okay. We have yeets or be yeeted. That's basically like what we're talking about here. Max is here as well. Like maybe you met your max or you're at your max. This could be a M or W, X, A, E, E, U, B, R, and Z. ER is right there. So like emergency, like that fight or flight thing is there again. May is down here. We also have you become what you believe. And I'm working on myself, for myself, and by myself. That's really important. And choose happy. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you right here. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all your love and support and kindness, of course. I hope this helps. Good luck to you guys, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. A pile 4. So if you chose Earth Spirit, stability. So with Earth Spirit, I want to say you could be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, but you don't have to be. This is about stability, which is your material world, perhaps, is what we're focusing on here. We're trying to figure out what's going to happen here for you in the next 48 hours. So this is the number 14 you see down here on the bottom. And 14 is Sagittarius energy. It's temperance energy. With temperance, I always think about compromise. You know, you always think about the balance of things and, you know, taking an idea of something and making it a reality, kind of like the star, I guess, but creating something, finding peace, finding balance, finding stability in the middle of something. So this could be about you finding peace with some kind of stability. So being that we're talking about what's going to happen in the next 48 hours, it could be that you are not at this time yet feeling that way. So this is maybe something that you're hoping for. You're hoping for, okay, I hope in the next few days that it all works itself out. You know, this could be that kind of an energy. So let's keep that in mind. She is kind of sitting here waiting, you know. She also has a butterfly that she's looking at in the palm of her hand. So there could have a lot to do with hoping something changes, you know. You also see these 2 swans down here at the bottom. So swans, you know, mate for life. So for some of you, you could be hoping something changes in the next few days with someone. But this doesn't have to necessarily be the case. It could be this right here. It's just a relationship that is around you at this time when you are focused on the changes in your stability that you're going through or that you're hoping for. And like everything's just, hopefully everything will all work itself out. Some of you may feel like you don't have a lot of control in whatever this is, so you have no other thing to do but to sit and wait. Okay, so we're going to use, we dare to use the What's the Tea oracles. These are exciting, to say the least. Okay, so we have, yeah, look at that. He's sitting there reflecting, yeah, and creeping is here. So you could be spying on someone, or this could just be something, you know, is creeping in up on you, like the date's creeping in up on you, or you're reflecting on the future, you know, what's going to happen. Okay. Somebody actually could be keeping an eye on you, or you're wondering about that. We have moves in silence, so that could be the case. Okay. There's this heavy emphasis of you kind of sitting and waiting. Sitting and waiting. It's so funny, too, that I'm saying that, because I'm actually, I'm cooking a roast in the oven right now, and I can smell it, and I'm like, my God, that smells so good, right? And I'm going to have to sit here and wait, because roasts take a while, but it's worth it. So what is coming towards pile 4 in the next 48 hours? What is coming towards pile 4? And ooh, that's a good card to see. We have jackpot here. Winning money, got rich, inheritance, unexpected money. So This could be part of the stability that you're looking for, you know, and this could just, I mean, this could be any kind of a jackpot win. Something that makes you feel really good, that you feel like you're gaining, you know, you're gaining something good. Okay. What can you expect? Wasting time. Okay, so kind of flipped around on us, didn't it? Stuck, no changes, and limited. Now, we did talk about changes. It's kind of an interesting energy that I'm getting here. I still do feel like you're waiting for some kind of change to happen in your stability. But there's this energy here of either being limited or feeling like nothing's changed in the next few days. Okay, so let's see. Next 48 hours, give or take. Legal issues. What else? That's the balance that we talked about. Now, that's my kids. Did y'all hear that? I'm just going to start letting y'all listen to my kids because I feel like it always fits with the reading. And it's entertaining. Unfortunately, at least I feel like they are, but I have to because I live with them. They were just now fighting because my son, my oldest, my 16-year-old, is trying to take a bath, and my 8-year-old just interrupted that. We have unfrazzled here, so this is me trying to be unfrazzled by what's going on around us. So this is what I was talking about here again. You know, she's sitting in this energy here. You're just sitting. You're waiting for something to hopefully work itself out, waiting for something. Some of you could be waiting for something to do with finances, or it's just your stability in some way. You're worried you're wasting your time on something, that it's not going to happen in your favor. Bottom of the deck. Fishing for comments. You know, no facts is here. This right here, it strikes me as a little odd because it says fishing for comments, but you see the way that this girl in the background that's kind of in the haze is has her hands up. She's explaining something, and then you have this person here that's writing things down. It reminds me of going to therapy. Fishing for comments, though, it's almost like you're trying to get some sort of, how do I explain that? This is a weird way to think about this. It's like you're trying to get your foot in the door, or you're trying to get any kind of anything. Can you just give me something? You know, it's that kind of feeling of, let's just say you went to the bank and you applied for a loan, and you're waiting, and you keep calling, and they keep saying, well, we're still waiting for this, or we're still waiting for that, or we have, you know, in the next whenever, or there's a waiting period or whatnot. And you're like, can you just give me something? Can you just, please, can you just like let me know maybe an exact time? You know, you're trying to not be frazzled by it, but yet you still have all this other stuff going on, and it's something that you need. You're afraid you're wasting your time here. You're hoping not. If this has to do with love, this is the same sort of situation to where you're trying to find some concrete proof of perhaps what's going on with someone or how they feel, and you may feel like you're on to something or something's going to work out in your favor, but then the other part of you feels like maybe perhaps you're wasting your time here, and you're just you don't have any other thing to do but to sit and wait for things to balance themselves out. This is like when you ask somebody something, and you, like I said with the banker, but in a love situation, it would be as if you were asking someone for something and they couldn't give you anything, or they only gave you so much, and you're like, well, I guess I just have to wait and see how that goes. I can't really do anything with that, you know. Does that mean, like, this could be, does that mean that you will never want to be with me, or you'll never date me, or you just you're not interested in anyone right now? Like, you know, it's that kind of a feeling, okay? Okay, not being frazzled by it. So this can go in different areas of your life. Now, I have come to find out in these readings that when I talk about stuff like that, sometimes it can be in a different area of your life, or for one of you, it could be like it's the same situation. You feel like at this time you're just like the universe has pushed you into a place of limbo, and there's just really nothing that you can do. You've done everything that you can do, and now you just have to sit and wait. And if you feel like you're doing that with everything, you feel like you're waiting on your love life, and you're waiting to become stable or more secure in some way, and it's just like you feel like you just have to sit and wait. And there may be some frustration behind that. But for others of you, this just has to do with love, or it just has to do with your finances or your stability in some way. Some of you, this could be, this could be even a, like you're waiting to hear back about a house or something like that, You put in an offer and you're waiting. Okay, so let's figure this out. Tell me more. What is going to happen for pile 4 in the next 48 hours? Look at that. It's the swans. It's the Knight of Cups in reverse. So for some of you, this really has to do with love, like waiting to hear back from someone or trying to figure out something about somebody. Some of y'all may be really spying on someone. This isn't everybody's story. This could even be somebody about you. But I never know how the perspective's coming out. I just can tell you what I'm seeing. So some of you may have someone here that you could be spying on. And you're hoping for something here, but then there's a part of you that feels like you're just wasting your time, and that there's already been some kind of judgment that's been made, but you're still kind of trying to figure out something. You're still fishing for comments here, but you don't have any facts about anything. So that's what keeps you interested, or what keeps you intrigued, or what keeps you like in a place where you're wondering, keeps you stuck even, but you're trying to not let it frazzle you. You're trying to stay focused. Maybe focus on your stability. So the Knight of Cups in reverse can be when something doesn't quite go the direction that you're wanting it to go. It may look a little differently. So let's see. I hear you. It's the Lovers. This is Gemini energy. The Ace of Wands in reverse. Ooh, okay. Nine of Wands in reverse. You're trying to not let this affect you. So here's the thing. And I forgot to tell y'all, this is the Guardian of the Angels. Guardian of the Night Tarot that we're using. So let me go ahead and get some clarifiers actually before I just go into it, because I feel like you're not going to get what you're looking for in the next 48 hours. But I want to get more of the context of that before I just talk about it. Why is the Knight of Cups here in reverse? Yeah, that's the Three of Swords in reverse. You could be wondering if someone has moved on, or if they've healed, or this could be, you could be disappointed in some way with someone, it's not, it's almost like, again, you sitting in that place to where you need to make sure that you're in a place to where you're not having high expectations, because you don't want to be disappointed, too much if it doesn't work out the way you want. So you're trying to not get frazzled if you do have to just give up on this and move in a different direction. When it comes to your stability, you're trying to not put all of your eggs into this basket, basically. Let's see what the Lovers is. It is something that you really want. It's something that you feel like really aligns with you, and connects with you, but you may be even stuck on this because it does fit you so well. So like if this relationship, this person you feel like just aligns with you really well, if this has to do with sorry, I got distracted. I got distracted by, by somebody, a text from someone. So if this is a partnership, this is someone you feel like aligns with you really well. If this is like an environment, like maybe a change in your location, or a new house, or maybe you found an apartment that you really, really like, and or you're going to be close to people, or your work, or whatever the case, you feel like it's right fit for you, and it's really hard for you to you're stuck on that, and you don't want to have to walk away from that, but you also have this mindset of where, I just have to know that if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I can't put all my eggs into this basket. I have to know that if it doesn't happen, then it's not right for me. I'm trying to not let it get to me. I'm trying to not let anything overwhelm me. I just need to be in this place to where I'm stable. I'm just waiting, because that's all I can do, Page of Cups is here. Some of you, there's this message that comes in, okay? I don't know if you're sending this message or if you're receiving this message, but it's something that you feel like you're wasting your time with. This would be like the scenario of the bank, where that they're not going to give you any answers yet, but for some reason you just feel like you need to ask. Like, let me just email them and just double check and see if they've heard anything yet, or if you're making an offer on a house, or if there's someone here that's interested in you, or you them, it's like, let me send this message here and see. I feel like I'm probably wasting my time, but I just can't. I'm stuck on this. I can't look away from this. I need to find this out. Okay, so why is the Ace of Wands here in reverse? The Four of Wands. So there is this lost opportunity, okay, that's here, that I'm seeing. And I'll get some more cards about that. That Ace of Wands in reverse, and this could also just represent, you trying to again stay in a peaceful place when you're thinking about this. But to be honest, guys, I'm just gonna say it like I see it, and it's this. This is an idea of something not working out in the way that you want. But the thing is with this is that the Four of Wands is upright. It means that whatever this is, you are at peace with this. You feel like a judgment call is being made. You feel like this is the way it's meant to go. You feel like, it's part of it, and whatever's happening is part of it, and you're at peace with this. That Ace of Wands in reverse can be something that you thought you had an idea for, you thought would work out, or you wanted, and unfortunately you don't get that opportunity. Okay, but you're at peace with it. You're trying to not let this frazzle you, but I do feel like that you are somewhat overwhelmed here with this. It could be that you may feel like you're in competition with someone else. Or it could be, like, say this is a person. There could be someone else here. If there is a house, this has to do with making an offer on a home. The Four of Wands is a home, so that is the stability that we see here. Or you're getting an offer even. It's just someone outbidded you, or they chose something else, It's just something like that is here. So just need to be prepared for that. And you're already trying to prepare yourself, Why is the Nine of Wands here in reverse? Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles. Again, you try to remind yourself that this is, you still are stable where you are. You still have something. You're not left with nothing. There's still something here. You might have lost this opportunity, but you still have this opportunity here. And the one that you have is stable. So even though there is some sort of loss, you don't exactly get what you're wanting here out of the situation. And this has been, I think one of the other readings had a similar situation like this. Different scenario, but it was it's just a similar way of it coming out as far as advice goes in the way that I'm seeing it. Even though you didn't get this here that you actually wanted, that you felt like was going to be everything that you wanted, you still get something. You still either you realize you still have something or you still get something. The point is that you don't allow yourself this to overwhelm you. You still have some kind of security around you in some way, shape, or form. Whether that's maybe you didn't get approved for the full amount that you were looking for, or maybe you get some kind of weight off your shoulders, but it's not the whole thing, but it does help you, you know. Or this is a relationship that's not, you know, it doesn't go in the way that you exactly wanted it to go, but or maybe you even had just maybe you wanted to go do something, you know, you had this date planned, or you had vacation or something, trip or something planned here, and it doesn't, you're at peace with it. Doesn't go in the way that you exactly intend or want it to go, but you still, it's okay. It will be fine, you know. You can do it a different time, or whatever the case. If this is a relationship, though, this is definitely something that I see you not having really any other choice but to kind of move away from. And even though it doesn't go exactly as you planned, you still have some kind of security still around you. You know, you still have friends and family that support you, you know, or you still have some kind of opportunity here or stability here. For some of you, what the thing is that you're having to let go of is that this was, for in your eyes, going to be a step up from what you feel like, where you feel like you are. That's what you're really having to release. But it doesn't mean it won't ever happen. It's just not in this particular 48 hours, okay? Okay. Yeah, you have to kind of remember here we're looking at a shorter time frame, but for y'all it's like you're waiting for something and this comes in. It doesn't come in the way that you want, but you still know you have time. You still know that you have security elsewhere, or it gives you some sort of relief. Some of this is a relief of just not having to think about it anymore. You know, sometimes we may get that red light, but it does give us the green lights in other places. You know, it does. Now at least we know what we can let go of. You know, we don't have to think about that anymore. We can, now we have other opportunities we can focus on. And that's a good thing, right? Kind of getting out of your head about it is here. Tell me what's going to happen here for pile 4 about this. There's the 5 of Swords in reverse. You have these 5 wands that are here. So that was what I was pointing out with that. I heard trial run in my head. Trial run. It was just a trial run. Maybe this is what you tell yourself at times. For some of you, that 5 of Wands or 5 of Swords in reverse is overcoming some conflict, and that's kind of what I was already talking about. Regaining control, because here you don't have control here, and with this happening and you being able to kind of just release or let go and look forward to the future, you're releasing that feeling of not having control. You feel like, okay, now I can get back on track. Now I understand, or now I can go to the, you know, plan B or whatever the case, but now I feel like I'm back in control in the situation. It's time for me to move in that direction. You have a Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Some of y'all may be pulling yourselves back here financially, somewhat, where you're less freely giving, or you're less frugal, I guess I want to say. I don't know how to say this, but it's almost like you overcome something here and you're secure, but you're keeping that to yourself. It's like you're keeping things to yourself. You're focused more on yourself. You're not kind of giving to anybody or anything at this time. You're more focused on your own energy, which is needed. you're okay with being where you are here. You have an Eight of Pentacles in reverse. This is about taking a step back or taking a break. There is something here that you feel like you can't move forward with, though. I have to say, some of y'all, you may have been having conflict with something, like you wanted something to go your way so bad, but then after the 48 hours is up and you spend time doing whatever, you look back and you're like, oh, well, you know, I think I kind of needed this break. I think I kind of needed this time to myself. Or maybe this is, you know, I feel like that this was not time wasted. I feel like that I learned something out of this situation. Okay, so what's going to happen afterwards with that Five of Swords in reverse? Judgment. So there's the Judgment, Scorpio energy. So you make peace with the judgment that's being made, or the new beginning that you're moving towards. You make peace with it. You make peace with the way that things changed. And it's funny that this is the snake and the snake skin, because it's really painful for the snake to shed its skin. Actually, it takes it a while. It's uncomfortable. So, but you're making peace here with being confused or conflicted or concerned, or, you know, going to battle with someone or something. It's like you've kind of seen the light here in this in a way, and you're overcoming this, and you're ready for that. You've gotten through it here, like the snake has gotten through that transformation, and when you're moving into something different. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here in reverse? I have not said any, well, yeah, I've said signs. This is Taurus for me. It can be Capricorn or Virgo as well. King of Swords in reverse. For some of y'all, this really is a relationship. This can also be like holding back, not being so free, not being so giving of yourself, like I said before, until you come up with a plan, or until you figure out what you're going to do. Keeping something to yourself here until you kind of figure out what you're going to do now moving forward. It's Aquarius energy. Can be a Libra or Gemini. This is like two people that perhaps, maybe if this is a relationship, you're just not on the same page when it comes to the relationship. You may feel like you don't understand, but again, like you were before, where you didn't have control, here you have to kind of come to grips with the fact that you don't really understand why it didn't play out, or it didn't work, or it didn't come together, or you couldn't do it when you needed. You don't know what exactly happened here, but I mean, it is what it is, kind of thing. There isn't anything else that you can do about it. Why is the Eight of Pentacles in reverse? The Hierophant in reverse. It's just like, I keep wanting to say, going back to the drawing board, which to me is like the Three of Wands in the reverse, because it's like you've set a plan, it didn't work out, or it's not going to happen, so you have to turn around and kind of go back and come up with a new idea. But here, this is like trying to figure out the lesson amongst this. This, for some of you, may have to do with work or career, because there's this authority here that's over. It's maybe somewhat unorganized or unorthodox. This is what you're going to figure out why something maybe perhaps didn't work. There was something here that wasn't structured correctly, and that's why it couldn't perceive. That's why it couldn't move forward. And it may even not exactly had a whole lot to do with you. It may have, you know. This is what you're going to try to figure out in the future so that you can make a new plan moving forward. Whether that's a new relationship, you know, I'm going to do things differently, or if this is the next go around, now I have had this trial run, I know what to do in this situation, especially if you're applying for some kind of a loan, or if you are making an offer, or if you're, looking for whatever. It's like the next time I do it, it's going to be structured better. This is what I'm learning from this, and I need to take my time to kind of look at this and say, this is why this didn't work out. This wasn't put together correctly. Some of y'all, I have to say, if some of y'all are walking away from a marriage that you thought and you put a lot of effort into because you thought it was, or it could just be a long-term relationship, take it how it resonates. If there is a relationship here that you thought was going to have some sort of a renewal, or I feel a marriage, I do feel a marriage, where you thought that it was going to come back together, or that maybe there was this spark, that like a restarted, like a honeymoon phase started up again, and you had the best of intentions, but you didn't want to get your hopes up about it, or something like that. I don't feel like that's going to necessarily go the way that you anticipate, and I feel like that your desires for that marriage or for that commitment may go down. I wanted to say disintegrate, but that was just a horrible way of saying it. But I keep looking at the Ace of Wands, so it's like the fire kind of dies out, and you still have, like, there's a compromise or an understanding between the two of you where it comes out peacefully. Like, there's a peaceful resolution that's here. There's no more conflict or fighting, and this may be a judgment call that you're making, like there was too much of that, and so there is this judgment call that's being made where the two of you may go your separate ways, because it just wasn't moving forward. It wasn't going to go anywhere. Okay, is there anything that you need to know about the next 48 hours that I didn't mention? Anything that Pile 4 needs to know in the next 48 hours that I did not mention? That fell out weird. It's the Five of Cups in reverse. You will move on from this. You will get past this. You will get through this. If you feel like this is a bad decision and you feel like you have some regrets here, or whatever the case, this Five of Cups in reverse is saying you're not going to be in that lack energy for long. You will move on from this. Eight of Cups in reverse. It may take some time to emotionally detach from the idea of having to move on, but you will be able to. Six of Pentacles. And it's just going to take some time. It's just going to take some time. This is also kind of telling you to take your time. There's something they're wanting me to know about this Black Widow, and I'm not exactly picking up on it. Sorry, guys. Quick pause. There's something that's here with the spider web that they're kind of like have me focused in on. The only thing I can think of, and I might get a card for that, is Black Widows. They actually unalive their partners after they get fertilized. And that might mean something to somebody, but things, if this is a marriage, I'm just going to point this out. Obviously, this isn't for everybody. You may start to understand or realize that after you had children, that things kind of took a switch in the marriage. That can happen. This could also just represent, going to do something on your own, or your independence, or growing something on your own, or moving just simply in a different direction. But there is this period of having to wait, plant some seeds, see what happens. So unfortunately, you go from waiting to waiting once again, but this is intentional. Tell me about the Five of Cups in the reverse. The Moon in reverse. So all is being revealed to you, like I said before, and that gives you a sense of comfort. It gives you the ability to be able to move on. There's nothing left to really investigate. The Eight of Cups in the reverse. I stopped this card. It's the Eight of Wands. Fast moving card jumping out of the deck there. Those two eights back to back. You do have the 18 here. You have 5. You have 7. It's crazy how the numbers line up, isn't it? So that Eight of Cups in reverse, there could be like, it's kind of hard to detach from the idea of something happening so quickly. Like you felt like something went by so quickly, an opportunity perhaps, or this has to do with maybe you're trying to move on too fast. This is kind of saying, make sure that you take care of your emotional self here. Don't try to move on too quickly. Communicate. If this is somewhere, some other area in your life, but love, and it doesn't quite go through in the way that you wanted it to, this is telling you to take a seat back and communicate with the reasoning behind that. Make sure that you really understand it, because you can really utilize that information whenever you go into the future. And this is like those seeds of information or advice that you get from the experience. Let that kind of really sink in before you decide to plant some seeds in the future moving forward, because it will actually grow roots, you know, and become more stable instead of repeating another cycle or pattern. Four of Swords. Yeah, this is telling you to rest. There's a repetitive message here. Take a break. Don't just kind of start to doing things too quickly. Focus on what you've learned. Pay attention to the things that you learned. So when you go into the future and you plant seeds again, or you try something again, that you can really make those roots very stable and secure, so that you know that you're growing something good from it. Because if you remember, we saw in the main portion of your reading that, you know, that Hierophant in reverse, it wasn't going to, the seed itself was not healthy. So the roots were never going to grow the way that you wanted them to, the way that they could have, because the seed itself was not good. You know, so if this is a relationship, the foundation of the relationship was not sturdy. This was a contract. There was not proper information in there, or there was a mishap somewhere, you know. And it doesn't matter who's to blame in this scenario. It is what it is, and it's time to learn and move on and plant and regrow from that. Okay. Six of Swords. Transitioning, moving into something new, something different, taking your time, doing what's right, what's best for you. I'm laughing for two reasons. First off, we do have two sixes here, Six of Wands in reverse there. Yeah, you know, the Six of Wands is in reverse. Just because the Emperor lost the battle doesn't mean he's never going to have an opportunity to fight again. It's just you learn from those mistakes, and the next time you're stronger and better. Yeah. And I was going to say, here's your sixes that we were missing here, right? And you have 4 here too, so that's kind of neat. You literally have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then your 9 would be over here. Almost all the cards out. 4s do represent stability. We do have 14 here as well. It's the 4th house. It's Cancer, and you know, it's about your home, your what you want to nurture, what's important to you. These are the things that you need to be really focused in on whenever you go towards the future from this experience. Let's get some advice. Okay. So what advice do you have for pile 4? Come on out of there. Release, ready? Release desperation, number 23. Now, this is what you've been working on anyways. You're trying to not, like I said, put all your eggs in one basket. You're trying to not be desperate in a situation. You don't want to get to that point to where you are, because you know that when you get to that point of desperation, you don't make the right decisions for yourself, and you don't want to get to there. There's this song by Miranda Lambert, and it's called Desperation, and it says desperation, there's danger and frustration. So it's like this is a reminder, just to make sure you don't get to that point. You have to remember to keep yourself strong, steady, and stable, and in your right mind of thinking, because we don't make the best decisions when we're desperate. And this could have been your past energy that you're releasing. It does say, free yourself from the past mistakes by forgiving yourself for what you have done or went through. So don't let this situation, it says it here too, you're going to be able to move on from this here. Don't let this situation drag you down. Maybe you did make a mistake. Maybe you messed up somewhere, and it's like that is that 5 of Cups in reverse. It's forgiving yourself for what you didn't know. And now that you know better, you can do better, right? Okay. Oop, that flew weird out of my, look, frozen. Sorry, this it's just funny because this whole reading is like, Spirit's like, no, we want you to, you're meant to be where you are. You stay put. Learn what you need to learn here. It says, take this moment of standstill and use it to improve your situation and yourself. Remember, what's yours can't be taken away. So that fits right in with your whole reading. But you have good luck at the bottom of the deck. Number 30. Your angels are sending you a lucky break. You're about to step into one of the most prosperous and abundant chapters in your life. Now, here's the thing. They send you opportunities. It's up to you what you do with this opportunity. And if you're in a place to where you're becoming desperate or feeling insecure, or you're not learning from the experience, and you're in this kind of having this woe is me kind of feeling, even though it's necessary to go through forgiving yourself for that and moving forward. If you stay stuck in that, you're going to miss out on the opportunities that are in front of you. So it's saying just, luck is here. They're going to give you a lucky break, throw you a bone. But if you're not looking up, you're going to miss it. Okay, so let's get, so you're allowed to grieve, or to, you have to grieve in order to move on. It says don't give up on love. So for some of you, this does have to do with love. It's the number 9. It says a relationship that you cherish can be healed. Allow me to clear the way for forgiveness so that love can thrive again. And for some of you, this is just, forgiving yourself, because that card says it again as well. What advice do you have for pile 4? Did that flip? No? What advice do you? That card kind of came out weird. Look, there's the don't settle for less, number 10. Yeah, and even though this, it's funny. Here's the thing. I've learned this in my life. We're going to just focus on relationships. Let's do that. I mean, it could be a house, though. I mean, it could be anything in your life, any kind of stable thing in your life. If it doesn't have a solid foundation, no matter how you look at it, it could be your dream house. It could be your dream person. But if it doesn't have a solid foundation, it's bound to tumble. It's bound to come down. It's bound to have issues. It doesn't matter how you see that person, or how you feel about that person, or how you feel about that house or situation or job or whatever it is. If it doesn't have a sturdy, solid foundation, it will eventually have issues. It always comes back to the foundation. It's what's holding everything up, holding everything together. And if it doesn't have that, then you are settling for less. If you have a marriage and continue to try to, both of you, work on this marriage back and forth for years and years, but it's just not working. And it's just like no matter what you do, the cracks in the foundations just keep coming up. This is telling you it may not be meant for you, even if it once was. It says, don't settle for less. You are a child of the divine, and you deserve to have your dreams come true. Don't give up. So yeah, you do have a treasure in front of you, ahead of you in the future. You do have something that you desire. It just might not be given to you at this time with this particular person, with this particular job, with this particular, environment, home, place of living. It just may not be it. But that doesn't mean that you won't still get a dream eventually in the future. What we have for you is way better and far more than you ever imagined. Don't forget that. And that was a message from Spirit. Guess I just said it like that, didn't I? I don't even know why I did that. What now? You know what? I'm going to get y'all, because I just said that, I feel like y'all need a message from Spirit. So actually, you know what? Don't tell anyone else. None of the other piles got one, but I'm going to get a postcard from Spirit. If you don't want to listen to this, then you don't have to, but these are perfect cards for the readings, for the end of the readings. If you get a personal reading from me, I use these in the longer personal readings for the overall message. What do you have for pile 4? They're called Postcards from Spirit. I can't remember the author either, I'm sorry, but they've been on my desk since I got them, and I don't even know where the box is. Hope Floats is here. Dear you, oh my, things are stirred up and change is upon you. This is a cause for celebration. No need to be nervous, but know that it's okay to be afraid when faced with the uncertainties of life. The funny thing is that courage doesn't get mustered in the absence of fear, rather in spite of it, or even because of it. Step into the unknown now. Let go of the branch that you're clinging to and let Spirit take the wheel and help steer you for your highest good and most wonderful adventure. All you need to concern yourself with is choosing courage as your ally. Leave the rest up to us. There's a load of miracles being shipped your way. Remember that philosopher Joseph Campbell said, is that who made these cards? Or is that... I'm going to have to look it up, because if that's the case, that's going to be real creepy, right? Hold on, no, I got to look it up. I'll continue to read, though. Remember what philosopher Joseph Campbell said, take one step towards the gods, and they will take 10 towards you. We're all doing the Destiny Cha-Cha on your behalf. That's right. Don't be afraid to dance. Loving you always. If this is someone like everybody knows and I don't, y'all don't come at me in the comments. Please. I'm looking them up right now, so I'll figure it out. Joseph Campbell. Oh, okay. Wow. Maybe y'all should look him up. He's an American writer, a professor. The hero of the thousand faces is what he's most known for. All right, so now I'm going to have to go look him up and hear his story, because I'm interested. I want to know. Okay, so I'm going to get some initials and some charms, and then I'm going to leave y'all here. I'm very curious about that now. So one thing that y'all might not know about me is I love to watch documentaries. Always have. I don't know why. It's crazy some things that people experience, and there's so many things that go on in this world that I wouldn't know about if it wasn't for documentaries. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go watch one about him. Wait, look, mistakes are proof that you are trying. So there you go. You also have, I'm creating the life of my dreams. Life is tough, but so are you. These fit so good with your reading. I have one in my hand as well. It's a lollipop, which lollipops in these readings, when it comes out, it reminds me of getting something. So I think about a lollipop, like going to the doctor when you were little. You would, if you had to get a shot, they'll give you a lollipop. They'd give you a lollipop. So this is kind of it, what we're seeing here. You may get something that you might sting a little bit, but you get something out of it that's even greater and that lasts. Okay, the lesson that you learned, really. I have Kim right here, right off the bat, K-I-M. This could also be a W. Well, I think we have a W, actually. An L, Kimberly. A Y. D-O-F-K-Y, toy. There are 3 Y's, so there's like this Y. You know, why did this happen? We have ton right here, T-N-Q. Y. Now I just keep hearing that in my head. Dylan, Diem. I heard koi in my head. Milk is right there. Milky. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it here. So thank you so much. Lindy is right there. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Thanks for all your love and support. And Mindy is right there, too. Sorry. Thanks for all your love and support, guys. Good luck to you with this, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.